Recording is started. This is session 77, Cold Lands Hope and Despair. I think it's been close to a month who's actually had a campaign session. Last session we had was just us playtesting those astral ships, which took for freaking ever, so may or may not have one of those in the future. We'll see. So a quick recap of the last session we did have. You guys started off in Yeshomar with the Druid Council, and they were basically presenting gifts to you guys for your journey ahead. You guys also discovered that Jodel was still in the Fortress of the Half-Demon. You guys weren't sure who had the talisman. Golran was going to find out and make sure that it was someplace safe, not with Jodel, hopefully. I think that was Diddy's main concern. You guys received some plane shift scrolls from one of the Druid Council. Only certain ones of you can actually operate those scrolls. And even then, they're higher level, I think, than what any of you currently can. So there'd be like a DC you got to roll to do those successfully. But anyway, you got 4 of those. I believe Sylvia, Silith, Diddy, and Usul all took one, if my notes are correct.
Sorry.
The plane shift scroll?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If not, go and write those down in your character sheets, guys, because I may lose this note between now and the time you use it. You guys also received some little silver-looking twigs from one of the council members. They're called Nature's Whispers. They basically allow you guys to communicate with each other within 60 feet and also locate each other if you get lost within 60 feet. So each of you guys received one of those. I think everybody has ears except for Scylla, so he's going to just stick it in his ear hole or something like that, as I recall. Yeah?
Sure. What was it again, exactly?
Nature's Whispers. That should be in the
twig, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a twig. Yes, unlike your friend Twig, different kind of twig. You guys also, some of you also received these the Rings of Leth, which basically give you the opportunity to either make something, one of your weapons or one of your armor, like a magical, and possibly some more tricks with those. However, only certain ones of you accepted them because it required you to have somewhat of a real faith to one of the Circle of Leth gods. Usul, Sylvia, Diddy, and Professor P. So my notes say accepted. Everyone else declined for religious reasons or whatever. Okay. Corin shared with you guys his thing he's dealing with, so he stayed behind to take care of his long-lost lover that he thought was dead. From there, you guys journeyed to the Adamantine Citadels, where Brevin led you guys through the forest and found the hidden citadel underneath the forest floor. During the journey there, Brevin kind of shared some of the details about Limbo, about how to move around the fact that the Shrockit lore is safe from all the chaos due to the Anarchs and the different powerful psionic, I guess, controllers that are within the city itself. He also shared of his plans to use the arbiter named Baruch to help captain a ship to get you guys close or possibly onto the spawning stone itself. Twig left Buttercup behind, and I looked through my notes, and either I didn't write it down or I just don't remember what we did with you, Professor P. Do you have Baymax with you?
Yeah, I think I'd like to, at least.
Okay. That's your call completely. So I just didn't know it. I didn't see it in my notes. So.
I can fill that in.
Okay.
Rufus Rufus got left behind when we went through the astral plane again, and Baymax originally got left behind when we first went in because constructs couldn't come in to the astral plane because they weren't able to function with no conscious thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we came back out. When we came back out, it was all the panic and all that, and then everybody freaked out. They went to basically try and find us and loop back through, and then we missed each other again, and then they went up. And I did not hear anything happen with Baymax, so that gives you full theater of mind.
Right. Again, we're talking about that was the astral plane. We're now on the plane of Limbo. It's 2 different things.
Yes, so when we came back and we went to that city, Professor P's first thing he set out, remember on the mission, he was to buy a rope, and his whole goal was to find some way to bring Baymax with him.
Right. Okay.
Whether he was successful, I missed the next session.
Right. Again, I think Gorand or I guess Brevin or someone would have explained to you the whole how gravity there is relative. So it's relative to either yourself, or I guess it technically could be relative to Baymax himself as well. So it's not like it's something you have to roll for, unless there's two people fighting for the same area. Then there will be a potential, fight or roll off to see whose gravity takes hold, if that makes sense. So, long story short, Baymax can operate in there. Just going to be relative gravity to either himself or you, whoever he's closest to, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And Tolman, you said Rufus is or is not with you in Limbo?
He is with me.
Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Because we didn't know how long we would be.
Okay. Let's see what else here. Oh, within the Adamantine Citadel, below the Earth, near Yeshomar, you guys met with Immelzen. He's the Gith contact that Brevin had, and their little training center within that Citadel. Immelzen gave you guys that wanted them these wisdom bands as well. You guys get all kinds of new magical stuff. These wisdom bands basically give you guys advantage on your wisdom checks to control the chaos within Limbo. Immelzen would have shared with you guys you don't need those within the actual city of Shrockit lore, because that's all controlled by the Maynard Ag and the Anarchs. So you don't really need to control the chaos in it. But once you get away from the city, that may become an issue. And per my notes, Silith, Sylvia, Usul, and Diddy all accepted those things. Everyone else declined. Does that sound right, guys?
Yep.
Also, Twig just got here.
Yep. Sounds right.
Oh, sweet. Okay. So, you came just in time. So you didn't take one of those armbands either, right, Twig?
Correct.
Okay.
Did not.
Okay. All right. So from there, you guys popped through the portal window and were ferried over to the city proper, and that's when you guys were in the Shrockit Lore Tradeport District. That was the area that is open to any race, and that's where you guys pretty much had free reign, and they're all kind of Githzerai, guards or warriors, whatever you want to call them, patrolling the streets, trying to keep an order, but that's where all the multitude of different races. You guys saw some Azers, you saw the Frost Giants. Matter of fact, I think Tolman and Twig were the two that knew or recognized one of the Frost Giants. There were some Dragonborn, there was Dwarves, there was a Furbolg and Tabaxi selling stuff, some High Elves. I'm sure I'm missing some other stuff. Eladrin, just all kinds of stuff.
There was the dudes for the stories, the giant jellyfish.
Oh, yep, the Flumps were there, right?
Flumps.
And the Modrons with Tourette's or ADD or maybe both. You weren't sure. And you guys had a big shopping spree. One thing that I added to the notes that I don't think we actually did in the last session, was Immelzen basically told you guys to meet back at this tavern named Krunatizo was the name of the tavern. He would meet you guys back at. He was going to go and meet up with Baruch, the Arbiter, in the city proper, and then meet you guys back at that tavern once you guys were done shopping. Okay? And that's what I've got for my notes. Anything else that happened that I may have missed or do you guys want to elaborate on?
I had a question on that scroll. What was that scroll?
Plane shift.
Plane shift.
Yes.
Okay, and is that in the notes?
We had to hold hands, and the head could only be activated by certain classes.
I don't think I put that in the magic loot, because it's just, you just look up plane shift in the Impendium.
I added it to my character sheet.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, if not, is there anything that anybody wants to share about what they got or didn't get at the from the shopping trip?
I have a question about the stone I got from the Flumfies.
Okay.
There's 3 slots in there that I can store a spell in of 1st to 3rd level. Presumably each, like a 3rd level spell, I can store 1 in that stone, I believe.
You talking about the Iron Stone?
Yeah, the Iron Stone, sorry.
Let me read it, because spell slots are not necessarily in my game, so let me read it real quick.
He wants to know basically, can he store three level 3 spells, or 1 level 1, 1 level 2, 1 level 3?
Yeah, because it says it can store up to 3 levels worth of spells at a time. And then when it's found, it contains 1d4 minus 1 levels of stored spells chosen by the GM.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a clean one or if these are some Ioun balls that have been around the Mage Guild a little bit.
Well, that's okay. First question. It's basically the equivalent of 3 mana. So it's either like one
Okay.
third level spell, a 3 first level, or a second and a first. But it can house a total of like 3 mana worth of spells. Does that make
Playing a
sense?
spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, Brian.
Okay. So as far as it containing 1d4 minus 1 levels of stored spells, do you want me to roll randomly for it? I mean, make it empty. I'll leave it up to you.
I mean, well, if it's empty, would I have had time to prepare it before we go into this? Sorry. Before we go into the void, it's because I assume we've had some time in town to sit down.
Yeah. Yeah. Just use up one of your mana points to cast them in there. So yeah.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm probably leaning more towards these things being empty since the flumps are kind of given away for free. So let's just go with that. They're empty.
Okay.
Okay.
Then that's all I need to know.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. Anybody else?
Everybody's just gonna see Silas walking around with a can in his hand, tin can in his hand. That's what he's doing.
Oh God, Professor P recognizes it. You fool! Put that away!
Sorry, Brian. One more quick question.
Yep.
The robe of shielding I got, it allows me to have shield prepared without like having it as one of my not known spells, but as one of my prepared spells.
Mm-hmm.
So can I use that to have another skill prepared, like a level 2 spell? Because I have 12 spells known, so if this gives me shield, can I change it to another spell that I have?
What does sorcerer allow you to do as far as changing your known spells? Is it only at level up, or is it any time you want?
It's level up. So I guess I'm asking a bit in advance, just so I know.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I not drop shield, but let's say I decide I want to know one of the other spells that I've learned through this divine entity. Not divine entity, this wild thing we call life. Shield stays, but I could use that one that I'm thinking about to say do enhance ability or some other spell that I have room for.
Hey, you're still limited to the rules of how sorcerer gains more known spells. So if you only gain another known spell when you level up, then you'll have to wait till you level up to get that extra one. Does that make sense?
Okay, so like, yeah, okay, yeah, because I've learned some spells, but I only have so many spell slots, or not so many spells known. So there's some that I can't cast because I don't technically know them. Like I don't have them in my forefront. So when I level, I will adjust that. Okay.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Or anybody else want to share what they got?
I posted my wand of potential on the chat, and if that'd be useful to anybody, let me know.
Meaning like you want to give it away, or what do you mean?
Well, maybe we can work something out.
Okay.
I don't know. If I go back through somewhere, I could sell it for certain. But yeah, it's one too many things that I can attune for.
Okay.
Oh, it's attunement.
Oh.
We only get 3, right?
Yep, you get 3, so that's a good point. I'm bringing that up because I'm scrolling through everybody's right. Diddy has 5 things that requires attunement. He's not here, so he can't decide. Usul, you have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 things. So
the wand is not attuned.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Professor P, 1, 2. You only got 3 things that requires attunement, so you're good.
He's not a spellcaster.
Sylvia, 1, 2, 3. You have 4 things that require attunement.
Yeah.
So which one are you not attuning to?
Oh, man, that Willy Wonka hat's so stylish.
Gotta keep that.
hang on. Go through everyone else's stuff, and then
Okay.
I'll let you know.
He's having a hard time with that Willy Wonka hat. All right, Silith has 1, 2, 3. You have 4 things as well, Silith. So which
the wand
one?
of binding is not attuned. What 4 are you counting?
Ironstone, Mace of Storms, Staff of the Battlecaster, and Wand of Binding.
And the wand of binding. Exactly, because I had the that belt of speed, which I traded
Yep.
off to get some money. Perfect. That leaves me with that the wand of binding is not attuned.
Okay. All right. Very good.
I have that. I think I have that marked down too. So yep.
Toman, you have 4 things that require attunement. So which one are you not attuning to?
For things.
Yeah, Blade Master Gloves, Cloak of Gliding, Periapt of Wound Closure, and Ring of Haste. That's how you say that? Periapt? That doesn't sound right.
Periapt, Periapt.
That's how you say it, though?
Yep.
It just feels like I'm saying it wrong as it comes out my mouth.
I am not seeing the Ion Stone in my character sheet.
May not be in your character sheet, but if you look under Magic Loot under your name, it's there. That's where I put everything, so you
Sorry,
help me
what
keep
were
track
the
of
4
it.
things again? I know I got the
If you look under Magic Loot, Toman, and then under your name, you'll see all the items that I have listed there.
Okay.
That's where I'm looking at to keep track of everything.
All right. I think based on what's ahead of us, I'm going to deattune from the Cap of Disguise.
Aww.
Can I put it on? Daisy?
It'd be kind of big. It'd be like a boat for Daisy.
No, it'd make it look like a halfling.
Yeah.
Like a halfling. Look like a
Baby halfling.
yeah. We'll see if that works.
Blade Master Gloves. I'm going to do Cloak of Gliding, Periapt. Okay, I already have the Periapt of, and then the Ring of Haste.
So which one are you leaving unattuned?
The Blade Master Gloves.
Really? Wow. Okay. I thought for sure you'd keep those. And then Twig only has... Oh, Twig has 4 things, because you got some gifts from Professor P, as I recall. Which one of those 4 are you not going to attune to, Twig?
Entertainment.
I'm sorry?
Give me a second to check my sheet.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll back to you for a second there, Brian. That Ion Stone you gave me is the same one as Sylvia.
Correct.
I thought it was a different one.
Nope. They're the same ones.
They're the same ones. Alright. Do.
Alright. So while you guys are contemplating what things you're going to not attune to. Alright, so you guys are, I'm assuming, done shopping. Anything else you guys want to do within the trade port before you head back to the tavern to meet with Emilson and Brevin?
Teach Daisy how to wear a hat of disguise.
I'm not sure she can attune to that.
Actually, Brian, I'm sorry. The Banff belt is not gonna be attuned.
That one doesn't require attunement, as I recall.
Oh, then never mind. Then I'm good.
Again, if you look under Magic Loot, under your
No,
names...
I got myself distracted. I was looking somewhere.
Yeah, anything that's got a 0 in front of it requires attunement. That's my logic in there.
The boots, he's not currently wearing them.
The boots? Okay.
Correct.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, so, again, anything else you guys want to do, role play, whatever, before you head back to the tavern?
Yeah, I'm gonna fill my Ion Stone with 3 spells of Sanctuary.
You son of a bitch. Yeah, go right ahead. My favorite spell.
Yeah.
I will also fill my my iron spells, a spell of some sort.
Okay, just go ahead and mark it on your character sheet, whatever you fill it with.
Yep, and I'll take off the appropriate point for it.
3 points.
Okay. Alright, so you guys all make your way back to the tavern. Brevin would have pointed that out to you guys before you headed out on your shopping trip. And as you guys head into the tavern, you can see again it's been a big collection of all different kinds of races in there. Pretty much the same thing of all the shops you saw there. And it's not too crowded at this point. It's probably about half full. But when you do look around, you can see Brevin's already sitting at one corner table, actually having a conversation with another Gith guard that's kind of standing there. I'm not sure if he's working or whatever. But Brevin kind of nods over to you guys and beckons you guys over to the table. Looks like he's been saving for you guys.
Kind of go ahead and walk over to Brevin, sit at the table, and take one of his drinks.
Take one. He only has one drink in front of him, but and it's his.
Well, now it's mine.
He's like, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. And he kind of makes a motion towards the barkeep, and he kind of nods and says, "All right, guys, just have a seat. Emilson hasn't shown up yet, but he should be here any time now." I think he shared with you guys that he was heading over to the Astral District, the barracks area, to find Baruch, and then let us know. But he should be here shortly. He's like, "So, how was your shopping trip? Did you guys get any goodies?"
So it's gonna be tapping his can just on the table. Tap, 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 tap. You probably hear some rustling inside it.
He's like, you got some food?"
Yeah, food for someone, maybe.
Okay, what kind of food is it?
He's just gonna tuck it away in his robes, not say anything else.
Alright, whatever. Alright, so hopefully your shopping was fruitful there. It wasn't really anything that I needed. But again, when Emilson gets here, I guess he'll fill you guys in more what's going on here. But again, just to recap, my plan is to use Arbiter Baruch to kind of get us closer to the spawning stone. That's how my grandfather did it before, so should work this time as well. Anything else you
So
got?
our plan is to do exactly what we did before that they've already seen happen.
Do you have another plan of how to get there?
Just making sure I was clear on the plan.
It's like, Twig, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know how else we can travel to the spawning stone. I mean, I'm open for suggestions if you guys have one.
I have a suggestion. I'm just commenting that they're going to see us coming a mile away. We better be ready for it.
Like, well, I don't know if they'll see us coming a mile away, but I've got confidence in Baruch. He's a pretty savvy captain. He knows what he's doing. So
If we do it the same way, can we do it with overwhelming force? Can we get some help then?
it's like, well, we can. I'm hoping Baruch's gonna either have a very stealthy ship, or possibly he could have a few of his Arbiter friends join us as well. I don't know yet, but like I said, he owes me a favor, and he promised that he'll return that favor anytime I ask for it. So we'll have to wait and ask him what his best plan of action could be.
What if we talk to the monks and maybe they can provide a feint for us and make it look like we're coming from a different direction or something?
They can provide a what?
A feint, F-E-I-N-T.
Ah, feint. A feint attack or something? Is that what you mean by that?
Or just capture their attention so we can come in on the stealth side.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Let's have that conversation with Baruch, since he's going to be one kind of captaining the ship, and we are still taking a ship. And he looks at Twig, right? No comment. Okay, any other conversations you guys want to have with Brevin, or are you just going to sit and wait for Emilson and Baruch to show back up?
We'll wait.
I think I'm going to use my signet ring and do my 10-minute ritual.
Ah, okay, very good. I'll have to pull up that detail there, because as I recall, I think it was it religion check? Where's that at? Yep, religion check. And it was you had one of your chosen gods. Correct?
Sylvanus.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can get that religion check with advantage. I don't know if you rolled it to yourself or to me. I don't see anything though.
Nope, working on it here.
Okay.
You said religion.
Correct. Anybody else want to go ahead and do this while we're doing the Souls?
I will do the same.
Okay.
Oh, and that's going to be on my shield.
Is this like some special thing that we got? I forgot. It was like the one with the deity or something.
Yeah, if you look under Magic Loot, right at the very top, there's Armband of Wisdom. There's Enchanted Signet Rings of Leth. That's what these things are. And go back and look at my notes. Did you take one of them? Yeah, you took one of them too, Professor P. So anytime. Just again, you can only do this once a day. And it lasts for 8 hours. Does that change your desire to do this, Usul? Or did you forget that part of it?
Nope, once every 24 hours.
Okay. Alright, so you put that on your shield, you said?
Yep.
Okay, so it's +1 to your shield, and you get to roll once on table B. So roll me a D6, Usul.
D6, come on.
Hey, you can cast Polymorph Treant on yourself as an action.
Polymorph as an action. Got it.
Specific to a Treant. Catch that part of it? Okay.
That sounds awesome.
And Sylvia, I think you got the exact same thing. What'd you cast it on, though, Sylvia?
Well, I mean, I don't really have like a wand or anything because I just cast spells. So, does it go on my hands, or how does that work with magic?
PC must choose the item they wish to enchant prior to the roll.
Oh.
So anything you want. Could be clothing, could be any kind of material thing that you own.
Okay, then I'll cast it on my robe of shielding.
Okay. All right. So 16 was the same thing. So that becomes a +1. So add +1 to the AC for that. And then you rolled a 4, which means 2d4. You can cast Mass Healing Word, 3d4 plus 10 hit points as an action, sometime within the next 8 hours.
Guys, get really messed up in the next 8 hours.
Well, you're in a bar,
Out of character, are we?
So someone's gonna
planning
take
on
someone
being
else's beer.
in danger in the next 8 hours?
Out of character? I don't know. I can't answer that for you.
All right, in character. I mean, well, I missed the last session, so I don't remember exactly like what our plan is. Like, we're just meeting here, and then we're gonna hit it hard.
Well, what Immelzen and Brevin shared with you guys is that once you got into town, they were going to go find the Arbiter Baruch. That's the one that Brevin said owed him a favor, and Baruch was going to be the captain, or the arbiters, what all the captains are called for these astral ships, to get you guys closer to the spawning stone, or possibly take you all the way there.
All right, in character. Brevin, about when do you expect these ships to arrive?
It's not the ships, it's Baruch. I mean, and again, right now it's probably per your biological clock, because there's no day and night here. It's probably about noontime. And Brevin will share with you that basically, I'm not sure if Baruch's going to be ready to leave this evening or tomorrow sometime. It just depends on how ready he is. That's where Immelzen went to go find him and find that out. About how soon he can leave.
All right, Professor P's going to hold off, and he's going to wait till he's like on the ship, and hopefully, if it's not like rocking and rolling, he can do the ring then.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it's just like a 10-minute ritual, as I recall.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
I'll be back in a couple minutes.
A couple minutes to do what?
I gotta talk to my wife.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant a couple minutes in the game to talk about something. All right. Anybody else got anything they want to bring up or discuss? Otherwise, probably about close to an hour later, Immelsen finally comes walking back in the tavern, and he is by himself. And he comes walking up to your table first and notices you guys right off the bat, because you guys are not the average group in there. Most of the groups that are in there are all the same type of race, right, wrong, or indifferent. But he comes walking in, basically greets each one of you guys. Okay, guys, so Baruch's out on a scouting mission right now, but they're saying he should be back by sometime this evening. So we'll have to double back with him whenever he gets back from his scouting trip. But I do have one other thing I need to make sure I get squared away with you guys. And I can't remember if I explained this to you guys in the last session or not, so bear with me, I'm going to do this again. So Immelsen will explain to you guys that while you're within the city proper, it means outside the Tradeport district, that he is your patron, and he's responsible for you guys. And there is a certain method he has to go through, and you have to go through, in order to be allowed within the city proper. And I share with you guys that he's got these little, what do I call them here? I think I call them markers. No, medallion. And if you guys have seen, like, think of this, if you've seen the John Wick movies, if you guys recall, there's those things called markers where basically they would, like, pinprick their thumb, leave a blood fingerprint on there, and then the other person would do it. That's kind of like linking them two together as far as needing something. And that's what these things are kind of like. He opens up some medallion on one side, and he kind of cuts the fleshy part of his hand, and he holds it over these medallions. He puts one drop of blue blood in each one of these 8 medallions, and he closes them all up, turns them all over in front of each one of you guys, and basically tells each one of you guys you need to do the same thing, to drop of blood in there and carry that with you at all time. And that is your marker, or your medallion, to mark the fact that he is your patron and he's responsible for you guys. So without that medallion, you could be potentially exiled or sent out of the city without the proper medallion on you. And he says, don't worry about. I know some of you guys. He looks over. I think you asked him before about scrying capabilities. You see, these are only needed while we're in the city. Once we leave the city, these things will be cleansed, so you don't have to worry about your blood being harvested or kept or whatever by anybody. It's just while you're within the city itself. Does anyone not agree to do this?
No, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm game.
Okay. So again, he'll just watch as each one of you guys drop your own little blood to the other side, close it back up. And he says, just ensures each of you guys, make sure you keep it on you at all times. If you ever get questioned by a guard, if you get separated from me, show them this medallion, and they'll be able to determine that I'm your patron. Now, doesn't mean you should run off on your own. Please stay close to me if and when we travel in the city. But this will allow you passage within the actual city proper. Okay. All right. So while I was looking for Baruch, I also got a message from our Most High, the Maynard Ag. He's aware of your presence here. Matter of fact, he said he was anticipating it, and he's asked for a meeting with you all at the next Levantine. Now, Levantine, if you guys ask, is basically it's a form of time measurement within Shrock lore. Again, there's no day and night, but Levantine is it's basically like the island itself is a clock. Like as I mentioned before, if you look at this map here, this center section here that I'm clicking on now, that's a center section. It rises up and recesses down into the island pretty much all day, every day. And same thing for this middle section here as well. And so where that upper citadel is located at is like the passage of time. So Levantine is when all 3 of these islands are kind of even with each other. So he said the next Levantine is when he wants to meet with you guys within the actual citadel itself in the center of the city. Now, out of character, Levantine is probably about another 10 hours away from now. Does anyone have any questions about this meeting? You should feel honored to meet the Maynard Ag and the fact that he knew you were coming, I'm not sure what to read into that, but no doubt it's probably something important.
Professor B's gonna kind of look up at when this leaving time is expected to kind of happen, and he's doing the calculations in his head. He's like, 10 hours? Ah, that'll be like 10 p.m. normally. I'll be dead tired then.
Take a nap, old coot.
And Emmons was like, okay, if you guys, yeah, I'll front you for a room. And matter of fact, I probably still got some rooms here at the tavern here as well. I'll front you the money to, if you guys want to take a rest here before the meeting, but that's your call.
You don't need a room. He'll fall asleep at the table.
True.
Alright, so, again, if I hear word from Baruch, I'll let you guys know, but as of right now, it looks like we're kind of in a holding pattern waiting for him to come back. Any other questions, comments for you guys?
So we have 10 hours before we can really do anything?
Before you meet with the meeting with Minyar Ag.
Okay, and how long has it been since our last long rest?
Like I said, it's roughly about noon right now, and I think you guys had a long rest before you guys got here. So not quite long enough to take another long rest. It'd be considered like a short rest.
Okay.
If you want to take one. Not that you need one, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. How far is it? How long does it take to get back to the shops area?
Well, you guys are still in the trade. You're still in the trade port city. Let me switch the maps to the actual city for you. Maybe that'll help. All right, so you guys are still in the trade port district here. That's where the actual tavern is that they're meeting you at.
Okay, and as far as the place we could sell stuff,
Place you could sell stuff?
like say the humans.
Yeah, that's all here within the trade port district. All within this little area here. These little walls you see along the edge here. That's all the trade port district.
Okay. If we've got that much enough time, I'm gonna try to sell that wand that I have.
Which wand?
It's hold on. It's the Wand of Potential.
Okay. What rarity is it?
Rare.
Okay. 1 second. I gotta pull up my sheet. I wasn't prepared for that, but that's fine. It's not your fault. It's mine. Anybody else got something they want to do for the next potential 10 hours?
Regret using my ring.
I was wondering about that. Okay. Here. Sorry guys, just 1 second. I'm trying to get my magic item calculator thing up here.
Alright.
So again, just you're going to know right off the bat that just trying to sell something same day, you're not going to get that good of a price. Typically about half price if you're trying to sell something like the same day. Are you good with that still?
Yeah, I was just gonna. If I've got 10 hours, I was gonna check 2 or 3 shops, see who can wants it most.
Okay. All right, let me roll for this. It's a rare, you said, right?
Correct.
All right, the best price you got. Ooh, wow. Actually got a pretty good price if it's rare. 7,000 gold pieces.
Sold.
Well, there you go. Usul's now rich. I'm going to buy everybody drinks.
Right? Yeah, that's great. I need to transfer that into gems somehow, because dang.
Yeah, you'll be able to find plenty of people that will. Matter of fact, most of this price you get will probably be in gems.
Okay.
The use of coin within this Trayport district is actually kind of rare.
Okay. Even better. 7,000 in gems. Call it sold. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Now that Usul's made money, want to sell some shit?
I'm good for now.
Okay.
I will just wait and reflect and play with Daisy.
Okay.
I wonder how much Professor P would go for.
I'm sorry?
I wonder how much Professor P would go for.
You want to sell your friend?
Who are you saying that to?
just muttered it beside P just to annoy him.
You don't remember seeing any slave markets here, but I don't know. You have to ask around, I guess.
He said he's going to be alive.
I didn't say dead slaves. Alright, so you guys just going to pass the time there in the tavern? Is that a yes? No?
Twig does.
Okay.
I think Professor P will take Brevin up on the, or was it Brevin or what's his name?
Emelson?
Other guy. Yeah, up on his offer for the room.
Okay, yeah.
Just let Usul pay for it. He's rich.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's plenty of rooms there. He'll give you guys, even if it's just for a few hours, but he'll pay the tab for the night for any of you guys that want to spend the night there, even after your meeting if you want to. All right, so you heading up like now for your day nap, or are you gonna like wait and just stay there tonight? What's your intention, Professor P?
He's going to hang out with the group for about another 2 hours, but he's very punctual. He wants to know where it's at and how to get there and make sure everything's all measured out for him. And then he'll have a couple drinks, maybe a little bit of meal, and then he's going to go there and kind of give himself a good 8 hours of sleep before the meeting.
Okay. All right. Okay, so while you guys are there waiting, having a meal or having a drink or whatever, I guess this is probably while Usul's out trying to trade away his wand. Emelson will greet a couple more Gith that come walking in. And one of them is actually wearing like a full-length robe. I mean, got a giant hood on it, kind of covering his face where you can't really even see it. And you'll see as that guy starts walking in, there's several like Gith within the establishment, even like the guards and stuff, that kind of bow as he comes walking by. And Emelson will do the same thing as he comes walking by there, but this hooded figure walks right up to your table, and you can hear kind of a low, raspy voice. I mean, it's almost like he's whispering. Again, you can't see any kind of facial features because his hood is just so big and droopy over his face. It says, Minyar Ag is aware of your presence, yes? Emelson has shared this with you. And Emelson kind of nods. It says, your coming has been foretold. We welcome you, those who take upon this great quest. We wish to grant you the best of luck, you say, on this. But I must share with you, there is great danger ahead of you. You need to have, what's the word you use? Restoration abilities among your party. Is this a skill that some of you possess?
Restoration?
Yes, and in your tongue you use it to, how you say, if someone were to be poisoned or paralyzed or something similar, you use the spell to rectify that situation.
Ah, I understand you now.
Yes, do you possess this ability?
I don't.
You'll look around to the rest of you. Does anybody here have that?
I have some antitoxin vials.
No, not antitoxin.
I can do greater restoration and mass cure wounds, but that's really at the limit of what I can do.
Well, I heard you using Arbiter Baruch for your journey, yes?
Yes.
Then perhaps one of the Zerth will go with you. For if you do not have this capability, it will be in your time of need to have this available. So perhaps myself or one of my brethren will go with you, yes?
I would agree to that wholeheartedly.
And at that, Emelzen's like, okay, so, all due respect, sir, can you be more plain with your tongue for these folk about what we may experience that may require this? And again, he still can't see his face. Still got this hood over his whole top of his. Yes, Emelzen, I share. I be more plain. There are chaos beasts within the plane. If you come in contact, they form a transformation upon you. This spell, this ability is a must if you do not wish to become one of them. Is that plain speak enough?
Oh, yes.
You went to bed.
Oh, I thought this was before he went to bed.
Okay.
No, he's just telling you that while you're standing there. So
Yeah, you're gonna give him nightmares, right?
I give no one nightmares, although this is the plane of chaos. Some say this is where nightmares are born.
I've roomed with him. He has nightmares.
It's true.
Well, then perhaps your nightmares will prepare you for what's ahead. But when you are ready, I will send for, or Baruch will send for me, and I shall travel with you, per the Minyar Ag's orders. He wants one Zerth upon any ship traveling within the vicinity of these chaos beings as precaution for what may lie ahead.
Very well.
Okay, so out of character, does anybody else have Greater Restoration
Nope.
besides Usul?
Yeah, and it's not even. I mean, I can do it on a long rest. I can do Greater Restoration.
Okay.
Or I can change my spells with a long rest, but I don't even have it prepared right now.
Okay. All right. So again, just out of character, he's just prepping you guys that this is something that you guys may need. So he'll be
So I can have to grab that.
What do we need? What now?
Greater Restoration. Do you have that spell?
I can learn my stuff at rest, so give me a second while I look. Spells by name. G. Greater Restoration is a level 5 spell. I can learn that spell.
Okay.
Who's telling us we need that?
Oh, you're just not joining us?
Yeah, sorry, I was
Okay.
talking to my...
That's fine. So yeah, let me give a quick little cliff note recap. So you guys were approached by one of the Zerth, which Emelzen or Brevin would have shared. You guys, they're like the priests of the Gith Society, and they basically shared with you guys that someone will need to know that spell because of some of the chaos beasts that you may encounter on your way to the spawning stone. He basically said that when one of these beasts touch you, it may cause a transformation on yourself, your body, that will eventually turn you into one of those things as well. And if you don't have this Greater Restoration spell, that's the only way to stop it from spreading.
Okay, it turns out I actually have a free 5th level spell slot, so I will go ahead and just throw that right in there. Greater Restoration.
Alright, so out of character, I'm not trying to make the party bigger, but I saw this coming, so that's why I brought this Zerth in. So if you guys have enough of it you think amongst yourselves, then I won't add another person to the party, but I'm bringing this in just as a fail-safe for you guys for something that may be coming up. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I'm picking up. I'm gonna add my greater restoration to my prepared spells when I can.
Okay.
After the next long rest, I guess.
Okay. All right. All right. So at that, he'll kind of ask you guys if you have any other last questions for him before he exits the back to his commune. Any other questions for the Zerth? Okay, I'll take that as a no.
I'm gonna take it as a no.
Okay. All right. Go back to my notes here. So that was probably about 2 hours into your wait for the Levantine thing there. But a couple more hours will pass before Baruch finally does show up, and he comes walking into the tavern. Notices Immelsen right away and walks up to you guys. And Baruch is kind of he's a shorter guy, same Gith face, has a nose kind of flat in his face, completely shaved head except for like a kind of like a monk ponytail, the very back portion of his head. That's probably about 3 feet long, just barely past his shoulders there. Not wearing a shirt. Got like some MC Hammer pants. I'm dating myself here. MC Hammer pants type of pants walking in, no shoes. Says, Immelsen, I heard you looking for me. Is this this is the group? Yes? And then Brevin will stand up first and kind of introduce himself, and I introduce him to you guys, do introductions to everybody. And Baruch's like, I see you have lots of gnomes here. Is that really the best for us on this journey? Anybody want to speak up, or
Not
wait
like
for
you had
Brevin?
much of a choice.
It's like, it's all right. You will probably be less likely to be seen. Could be more stealthy, yes? I like this. I like this a lot. Says Brevin, yes.
Harder to hit, too.
Harder to hit. Yes, I like his attitude. It's very good attitude. Brevin, yes. So we will call our debts paid once this journey is done, yes? And Brevin's like, yes, Baruch, your debt will be paid. Just get us as close as you can. So I think some of the folks here had some questions for you about the journey. Turn to the rest of the group. Now, there was a few things you guys had to ask questions about, correct?
Only question I got is when we leave.
Baruch's like, okay, so my plan is that we need to replenish some ships on the military outpost on the way towards the spawning stone. Wow, someone's got lots of wrapping paper in the background.
So
Omen's got chips.
Tolman's got chips. All right, so he said, my plan is to provide a replacement fleet for the military outpost. So myself and probably about 3 or 4 other ships will be making the journey to the military outpost. And there I've got 6 other arbiters lined up to potentially help us on our way towards the spawning stone. Now, there's a few things I've got to share with you guys or bounce off of you because no one has traveled this close to the spawning stone in centuries. So, okay, where do I start? All right, so the first thing, I don't know how much Immelsen or Brevin to share with you. So the plane of chaos is just that. This is also the home to the Slotty. The Slotty use the chaos storms to travel throughout Limbo. They even ride, so to speak, within these storms, and they use their masses to manipulate and basically steer these storms in certain directions. So, as we travel, we have a method of cloaking or hiding ourselves among the chaos. But everyone needs to be aware and on the lookout for these storms that do not change, do not evolve into something else. That is our first trigger or clue that there's something within them maintaining that type of chaos. The Slotty themselves can switch from one to the next, but typically when they get in these storms, they just ride the power of it and do not change. Number 2, along with the Slotty, this is the plane of chaos with all the elemental chaos here as well. So we have often many kinds of elementals that travel throughout here in these same storms. So there again, you see a storm that does not change, does not alter. That is probably a home to some kind of elemental being. We must stay clear of those. Any questions on that?
Okay. How do you know if it's not changing? I haven't seen it before.
Well, the plane of chaos itself is ever changing. So we may see a giant storm cloud of fire transform into a chaos storm of ice, chaos storm of boulders, chaos storm of acid or necrotic energy. They constantly change. If we see something like that, then I would feel much safer if we were to travel around or near one of those. If it does not change, we should stay clear. Does that make sense?
Comfortable traveling next to a storm of boulders? That sounds pretty dangerous.
Yeah, he looks over at Emelson. I guess he has not explained the method of an arbiter. And he'll go into a little bit of a backstory here, a little bit, basically explaining how arbiters are identified at an early age by the anarchs. The anarchs are kind of like the step below the main Ag, the main guy there, and they are the ones that have the most control over the chaos, and they're the ones that basically create this pocket of safe zone for the city itself. And these arbiters are kind of like trainees of that, and that's why they're also captains of these ships, because they can control a small bubble around their ship to keep the chaos from basically hitting them, touching them. It basically keeps this pocket of safe area around the ship as they're traveling around. And so he says, I can travel as long as it's a true chaos storm. I can travel through these with usually minimal or no damage. I can keep their chaos at bay. It's when they're controlled by some other being. It's when it may become a confrontation. When two minds come together, the one who's stronger is the one whose chaos reigns supreme. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does kind of make.
Okay, and then he looks over to Brevin and says, Brevin, it's been a while since we have spoken, but there have been other types that have been seen along the outskirts of the spawning stone. Again, we do not travel there, but some of the other more senior arbiters have told me of these other type of things that were not there when your great-grandfather was there. We have been calling them spawns, for lack of a better term, but they are these lightning quick beings that just the chaos itself does not seem to harm them. They willingly swim in and out of all different kinds of chaos, and we've even seen a few of them, or I've heard at least, I have not seen it myself, of a few of them snatching off some of the crew from the ships right off the deck and plunging them back into the chaos. So these are new since your great-grandfather was here. We must keep an eye out for those as well. I do not know anything more than what I've shared with you and what the other arbiters have told me. I've never witnessed these things myself. And last but not least, they are the chaos pods themselves, which my understanding is from the Maynard Ag, he sent a Zerth here to inform you guys of that. Yes? These chaos pods are the ones that, if they touch you, they potentially cause you to transform. Zerth explained this to you, yes?
Yeah, he told us something about that.
Okay, so just everyone needs to be prepared. As long as we stay together on the ship, under deck for most part, we should be safe. These chaos pods themselves are random in nature, and they just may appear like a storm, like a rain cloud, or a rainstorm you call, or a hailstorm, maybe you call in the common tongue, that come dropping out of the sky. So, last question for you. You can take again, we have up to 4 ships we need to take to the military outpost. Do you guys wish to all stay together on one ship, or do you want to split up?
I think it'd be safer to split up.
Solus
That
argument.
also means that we may be split up as a group again. Do we want to worry about that?
Solus argument. Diddy's not here, but Solus argument is going to be that we need to protect Diddy with the drill, or the auger.
And Baruch will say, it makes no difference to me. I just need to know how to make arrangements for the quarters upon the ships. I myself will captain one of the smaller skiffs as a scouting vessel for the rest of the fleet that we're taking. As of right now, we plan on taking 4 skiffs, 1 destroyer, and 1 breaker to the military outpost.
Breaker?
Breaker, yes, the larger, more how you say, the tougher ships. They can take a beating, but they are slow.
Ah, okay.
That's where we should have Diddy. Or whoever has that thing.
There has to be someone with Diddy to stop him from going after random shiny things.
Stop
We
Diddy?
have change for that.
You're talking about Silith or Diddy there?
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, we might have to keep those two separated. Between the shiny and the dangerous, who knows what we'll get in.
You don't have to answer now, but I also hear you have been called before Maynard Ag at the Levantine, yes?
Yes.
Yes, well, let's, that's a very important and very honored tradition to meet with Maynard Ag. I shall prepare my ships for departure, what you say, like maybe 4 hours after your meeting, or you need longer? You tell me.
4 hours is, as soon as you can do it, that'll work.
Yes, I will have my ships ready to go at 4 hours after Levantine. You come fight me in Astral Barracks. Emilza knows where to find me.
Very well. See you soon.
Any other questions for me? I take that as a no.
Sorry. Solus gonna inquire on what you call this, the Magnar Egg?
Minyar Ag.
Yeah. What does he get out of this? What's his end? And like profit.
His city stays in one piece?
You're asking who that? Silith?
The what's his face dude?
Baruch? The Arbiter?
Yeah, the military captain.
You're asking him what the Minyar Ag gets out of this, right?
Yeah. Why exactly they're providing us all the support?
You are fighting of these Slotty, yes?
Yes.
The Slotty are one of our sworn enemies. Why would we not help?
So just confused. It's why these strange-looking beings are so willing to help, especially because he's kind of suspicious after the last time he ran into these guys and they turned out to be Slotty.
Right.
So it's more of a he's looking a gift horse in the mouth.
Mm-hmm. It's like maybe you ask Minyar Ag that when you meet him. But we are a good, lawful race, yes? We help those in need. We
Except
help
for the ones who attacked us.
Except for the ones that what?
He's going to relate the story of the portal in the astral plane.
And you share the fact, I'm assuming, that they transform into Slotty, right?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, it's a wicked trick of the Slotty. They slay our brethren and use their likeness to lure others in. He kind of spits off to the side. Says, I sorry you had to go through that, but that is the nature of these chaotic demons. But it is your choice to trust us or not. We are here to help you regardless.
Thul's just gonna nod his head and I guess kind of follow along, still kind of suspicious, which probably isn't wise to be suspicious of the dude who's got the mental powers to keep his entire city safe. So like, hey, what? Right? He'll be fine.
You see, Baruch kind of close his eyes and just pause for a second. Doesn't really say anything. Yes, my lord. Very well. And his eyes come back open. Says, "Okay, I must head back to the Astral Barracks. I shall see you guys 4 hours after leaving time. Yes."
Yes.
Very good. And he kind of shakes Imogen's hand and greets Brevin, and he briskly walks his way back out the tavern. Brevin kind of leans back a little bit, says, "Okay, guys, so we got roughly about 4 more hours before we gotta head up into Citadel. Let's take a short rest, get our stuff together, and we'll head on up there. This is truly, hope you guys realize, this really is a honored thing to be called upon the Minyar Ag. This is something usually reserved to only the Gith. So there must be something very specific he has for you." At that, he'll take up one of the rooms and go rest for a little bit. Anybody else want to do anything before the rest? Can we just jump right to your trip to the Minyar Ag?
Can I get you into the chat for a minute?
You want to go in private chat?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. Alright, 1 second, guys.
Everybody loves it when Silt goes in private chat. It's great. Hola.
Alright, what's up?
So, I have this thing I can do. I have this thing I can do. You don't have to tell me if it works or not. But, where is it? I'm supposed to have a thing with my deity. I'm trying to find it right now because it's supposed to be on my page here, but it's not being treated here. Blessing the Trickster, Channel Affinity,
Like a communion or a divine intervention or something like that, or?
Was it the divine intervention? I'm not sure. Yeah, attentively intervene on your behalf when your need is great. And use your action. Percent will die. If you roll a number equal to or lower than your cleric level, the effect of any cleric spell or... Okay, I didn't want to say this out there and give it away if it was. So this would not be applicable in like a role-playing setting, would it then?
What thing are you referring to? Let me look it up.
I totally want to see if I could convince the Minyar Egg to like give me some sort of gift or blessing.
This is divine intervention?
Divine intervention.
Okay, let me read it real quick.
I wasn't sure if it'd work or not because mine's the deity of gambling, right? So.
Mm-hmm. Employing your deity's aid requires use your action. Describe the assistance you seek. Persona. If your deity intervenes, you can use this feature. You can't use this feature for 7 days.
The DM does it.
Right. Yeah, I guess technically you can use that anytime you want.
Yeah, so I'm saying if I do a private roll to you and you can decide whether the Minyar Egg does or does not, grant me some sort of boon.
Okay, so tell me first what your intention is, then go ahead and do a GM roll to me.
So my intention is I don't want to do the whole speech in front of everyone necessarily, but to ask for a boon from the Minyar Egg to help us champion his cause and defend his city fighting against the Slotty.
Okay, you're asking your deity of that, or you're asking your deity to have the Minyar Ag do that? Making sure I'm clear.
To have basically to help sway the Minyar Eggs, because this dude's like super powerful and rules the city. I'm not gonna be able to influence him with crap.
All right, so Silith would know that his god is going to be more powerful than the Minyar Ag. So technically, you could ask this of your god at any time.
It's to intervene on your behalf with the spells. Like, if I just ask my god for, hey, can I have a magic weapon? Is it going to just biff a magic weapon at me?
It might.
I wouldn't think that's... I don't see that as super feasible for, like, a god of chance, right? I'm trying to follow it like
Also, you got to roll between a 1 and 11 on a D100.
that's a percentile die. I thought the percentile die was the one that said did 10, 20, 30, 40.
No, if I read it right, let me go back and
I
read
don't
it
know what
again.
percentile die. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. Isn't the percentile die just the one that does percentile die?
Yeah, percentile die. That's 100. That's a D100.
Oh, it's a D100.
So you got to roll with a 1 through 11 for it to even intervene.
Sure.
So I'm telling you right now, you can do that at any time, and I'll DM how that plays out. Will you get exactly what you're asking for? Maybe. Maybe not.
Yeah. How do I roll a 1D100 directly to you?
On the dice tray,
Oh, there you go.
at the very top it says GM. And then I think
Uh,
you can do a
I
D.
Advanced dice roller.
You can do, yeah, maybe that's what it does.
Oh, here we go, here we
No,
go.
just make
Yeah,
sure.
there we go. Absolute 1D100.
Guess it didn't have to be GM rolled. Everyone can see it, and then you can just wonder what the hell it is. It's your call. Is that what you want to do?
Did not
All
make
right.
it.
Yep. There's your question.
There you go. Nope. Fair enough.
All right. Switch back to regular chat.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Doo-doo.
Okay. Am I back in there? Yeah, I'm back in there.
Oh, you're
Right.
Yep.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right. Now that's out of the way. All right. I forgot what I asked you guys before we got pulled away.
Anything else we wanted to do before the rest, and then off to the main arc?
Right. Anything else, anybody?
What did you do
We're
so
gonna
far?
portal to another world and leave.
Well, he did roll a D100, so we'll may find out what that means later. Okay, anybody else?
Oh, did I get the loan that I needed for the? I think it was after one thing, like 300 gold pieces or something.
The loan? Oh,
Yes.
let's rewind a little bit. Yeah, because I think Diddy spent more money than he had, so he needed a loan.
I just didn't want to spend the diamonds. That's all, because we need that for healing people. So
Healing.
I can spell them.
Says the
So
necromancer.
I can sell them.
Hit up Azul. He's got money.
You
Says
need
Twig, the rich guy.
100 GP? Is that it?
300, yeah, I think it was 300. Was what I needed.
I think I can manage. Yep.
All right, no worries, and I'll pay that one back.
So
But
it's
I'll
gonna
go
cut
for
to
kneecaps if you don't pay it back.
Diddy, if you need money or gems or anything, Professor P is carrying around like 27 gems.
Oh,
I don't know what kind of rarity you need, but he's got like a bunch of 100 gold piece gems, and he's got a couple thousand gold piece gems.
okay, yeah, no worries. I was just trying to keep. I've got diamonds. I just didn't want to use them because they're good for the for if somebody dies, sort of thing.
I was with
So-
you. Didn't you get like 50 damn diamonds or something?
Yeah. I mean, I can sell them. I just didn't want to in case we die that many times. That's all. Yeah, and I've got to cut them to get the stuff off them. But it's just 300, so I'll pay it back as soon as we get it. So.
Okay.
I'll let him handle it then.
Excellent.
Okay. All right, so let me give Diddy the cliff notes of what's gone down so far. So basically, you guys all met back at the tavern. You met with Immelzen and Brevin. One of the Gith Zerth, which is like the priests of the city, came in and basically warned you guys to make sure that you had somebody in your party that had capabilities of casting greater restoration because of some of the creatures you guys may be running into. And I think Usul and Silith both have that as a possibility. It's got to take a long rest to prepare it. I don't know if Diddy has that as well or not.
I think I've got lesser restoration. Let me check if I've got.
Yeah, lesser restoration was also potential that could. It's lesser restoration, greater restoration, and heal are the three out of character metagame wise that can be used to combat what you guys may or may not discover out into the open of the plane of chaos.
Okay, and what about like exhaustion? Is there things that cause exhaustion out there?
There's always something that causes exhaustion.
Okay.
That's always a possibility. But he specifically told you guys to, if you didn't have someone that didn't have that, then one of the Zerths was going to be traveling with you.
Okay.
Okay? And then the Arbiter Baruch That's the Arbiter. That is the captain of the ship. He showed up, and basically, if you guys are run down of all the different types of things that could be encountered out in the chaos. I'm not going to go through all that because there's a bunch of them. You have to either go back and read the notes for the campaign setting or listen to this session again because there was like 4 or 5 different things that they could have. Okay?
They could all kill us, so.
Right.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then you guys are going to meet with the Minyar Ag, the big head leader, honcho, whatever you want to call it, godlike being of the Githzerai here in about 4 more hours. Okay?
Okay.
Did I miss anything else, guys? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it was just a Ring of Alter Self. That's what I needed. Okay, cool. I see. All right. I'll pay for that then.
Okay. Alright, so next few hours go by. Either Imogen or Brevin will wake you guys up, those that were sleeping, Professor P, probably. And kind of prepare you guys probably about an hour before the meeting. And Imogen will make sure each one of you guys still have your medallion on you. But he said all of you guys basically stay close to me and there shouldn't be any issue. And he'll lead you guys out the Tradeport City. And actually, if I didn't explain this last time, these big black lines on the map here that I'm pinging, these are like giant, like 20, 30 foot tall walls. But there's also like a walkway right across the top of them. And as you guys,
China.
and yeah, kind of like that, yeah. And as you approach like this section right here, this is the border between the lower part of the island and the middle part of the island that's kind of floating above it. And as you guys go up the wall, they kind of transition into stairs. It's like floating stairs that kind of rise or decrease in size depending on where the location of the middle island is. And as you guys are making your way across the city, you guys can look down into the city proper here and see there's all kinds of different kinds of abodes. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for here, like track-like, where like it's just like hundreds and hundreds of buildings that look almost exactly the same.
Suburbia.
Yeah, suburbia, basically. Until you get into this next section up here, and then you start seeing like a lot larger buildings. Some of them are a little bit more different or elaborate. You can see some what appears to be like some statues or some kind of sculptures a lot. You can see some large open areas, almost like parks maybe, in that area. But again, you guys are all probably about 40 feet in the air above that as you're walking up the walkway up here. And as you guys are approaching the much taller center section of this, there's one giant tower right in the center of it that rises up probably at least 300 feet above even the lowest portion of this center section here. And that's the actual citadel itself, where the Minyar Ag resides within his citadel. Okay? Are there any other questions or anything you guys want to throw at Imogen as you're making your walk up towards the citadel?
Did we find out where the what is it? The talisman is.
You left word with Golrond to
Yep.
find that out, and then let
Yep.
you guys know. But unfortunately, the sending pebbles don't work across planes,
Okay, yeah, no worries.
so no, you don't really know.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions for Imogen before you guys make it to the actual citadel itself? Okay. All right. The last section.
I need to break in real quick. Sorry, I've got an issue brewing here at home. I'm gonna have to bail. I'll try to make it back if I can.
Okay.
I apologize.
No worries, man.
Okay, take care.
Alright, so as you guys make it to the center island here, a lot more sparse, a lot more open spaces. Looks like most of the buildings in this area are more regal, almost like churches or amphitheaters or something like that, until you guys actually approach right up to the edge of this large citadel. And you will see that as you guys get closer and closer, there are more and more of these Gith warriors and elite guards posted all over the place. And a couple of them even stop and ask to double check your medallions along with Imogen as well to make sure you're okay to be there. And as they approach and check the medallions, as soon as they grasp one of you guys' medallions, it's like they hold it for like a second and they hand it right back, almost like they're sensing, okay, yeah, it's legit. I got it. They're not even really looking at it. They're kind of like feeling it and then giving it back to you guys. But as you guys make your way into the citadel, You first walk inside of it, it's just like almost like just polished marble everywhere, just immaculate inside this thing. Just like you eat off the floor. Just there's all kinds of elaborate tapestries and these statues and sculptures of all kinds of different things all over this place. And they lead you kind of up a spiral staircase up several floors. And so you guys come into an upper section. As you step into the upper section, it's almost like the pure size of this level is like 4, 5, 10 times bigger in diameter than the floor you just came from. And this particular level is, you can see it's like a giant garden. There's trees, there's grasses, there's flowers, there's shrubs, and you can see darting amongst the trees and in the shrubbery and everything, there's all kinds of woodland animals. You see birds, you see foxes, you see rabbits. Well, you probably even see maybe a couple wolves up on higher, like hill sections of it. It's almost like it's an outdoor park within the inside of this atrium here. And the center of it, you guys can see kind of peering over the top of some of the trees, is this tall, again, same white marble tower with a bunch of like archway windows all around it that towers up another 200, 300 feet inside this giant room. And there's all kinds of, like the entire room is like glowing, but you don't see a source of light anywhere within this. And as you guys approach, or get into this room, I should say, Immelzen kind of stops for a second in front of you guys and closes his eyes. Says, "Yes, my lord." At once, my lord. Says, "Minyarag is already ready for you, so we're a little early, but he's still ready for you, so follow me." And he leads you into that center section towards that giant marble tower you see in the center of this whole atrium section here. Okay. Any questions as you're approaching that? Did I explain that good enough? Give you good enough articulation? Okay. As you guys get close, go ahead.
I said fantastic.
Okay. All right. So you guys make your way towards the center section, almost like you're walking through a forest, trying to get there. And you'll see some very plain clothed Gizari kind of tending to the flowers in the gardens, and a couple of them have like a couple little rabbits or something like that in their laps, like they're tending to them for some reason. And as you get right next to the tower, you see more of those guards kind of positioned all the way around it as well. But they don't seem to kind of stop to even ask you who you are or anything. They kind of step to the side and let you in. And as you step into this center tower section, it's probably about, I don't know, 15, 20 feet in diameter. You can see in the center of the room this, for lack of a better term, it looks like a corpse sitting on some kind of a wooden wicker-like chair. Legs crossed, arms are just kind of dangling off to his side. But, I mean, if you didn't know any better, you'd think this is just, well, it looks like a dead body sitting there in this wicker thing floating probably about 3 feet off the ground in the center. There's a couple of those plain-clothed Gith right next to his side. One of them seems to be like pouring a small little vial of something into this corpse's mouth. And then you see that one that's pouring kind of take the little vial, sets it down on a little tray next to him, and then that person sits down cross-legged on the floor right in front of this corpse-looking being. And then that servant starts to speak. And she has like this, you can tell it's a female, but she has this raspy voice, almost like she's struggling to speak a little bit. But as she sees you guys approach, she goes, "Welcome, my party. Ishun has told me of your coming. Ishun has great plans for you, and has asked you, has besieged you to take part in the sacred communion." Immelzen will look at each one of you guys. Maybe, I don't know if all you guys are kind of wondering what the hell's going on, but he'll turn to you guys and say, that's not the servant girl speaking to you. That is the Minyar Ag. You guys want to respond?
So it's gonna like totally hit a side eye here. This is creepy.
Twig gives a courtly bow.
So a couple other servants kind of come up to the old corpse thing, and they're kind of like, they grab a hold of the wicker thing, and they kind of let it float down to the ground. So the wicker's, it's not touching the ground, but now it's only about 6 inches above the ground. And the little girl in front continues to kind of speak. It says, Ishun has led you here. The sacred tree knows all. She sees your plight. And she wants to help if you will accept the communion.
Sounds good, says Diddy. What do we do?
Are there any drawbacks?
Are you saying that to the girl or the corpse thing?
Yeah.
Before he can finish that, though, Twig smacks him in the gut and makes him bow.
This thing seems undead. It's probably a bad time to do turn undead, right?
Shush, P.
Oh my gosh. Okay, just out of character, one of the guys explained to you what the Minyar Egg was, right?
I may have missed this. Right.
Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit, because this is definitely something that Immelson, Brevin, or Baruch would have shared with you guys at some point during your journey here. The Minyar Ag is like, he is the Gith that led the Gith Zerai out of the astral plane when they had their civil war with the Gith Yankee. He was also one of the leaders that helped the Gith break free from the slavery of the Mind Flayers. And the Minyar Ag is over 1,000 years old.
So I assume it's the old guy in the middle.
And this guy has psionic powers almost godlike. Hence why he's almost 1,000 years old, because most Gith live to be 100, 110 at the most. That's their normal lifespan. So this guy he's really old, but he's really powerful and really revered within the entire...
alive.
He looks like he's dead. But yeah. All right, does that make sense now?
Yep.
Okay.
What is dead may never die.
All right, so Professor P, what was your question?
Oh, he didn't get it out.
All right.
Are you okay with that, Professor P?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be our honor to accept Lord Minyar Ag.
I kind of knew you'd say that. So, communion with Ishun. All of you, do agree?
I agree.
Professor P. He'll look over at Twig and go, I agree.
Sylvia nods.
Very well.
Silva's clutching his holy symbol.
Very well. The girl's still speaking that raspy voice, and then you see the girl kind of slump, and then she kind of shakes her head and she comes to, and she looks at the other two servants, and they kind of nod and whisper something back and forth, and then more servants come out from the trees, the brushes, whatever. All of them wearing these simple robes and stuff, and they kind of walk up to each one of you guys, almost 2 servants per person, and they kind of lead you off to the side of the garden area into more of a small little shelter or a hut area. And as they're walking with you, they're explaining to you some of the formalities of the communion ritual, which you've agreed to do. Basically, each one of you guys are to disrobe and put on one of the ritual gowns for the communion itself, and then they explain to you they'll be leading you guys into the Ishun Grove, and from there you are to pick a sapling to take a seat in front of or next to. I'm assuming no one's objecting to this at this point. Is that correct?
Yeah, Twig follows instructions.
Okay. All right. So they'll. I'm sorry.
Did you think any?
I just said Usul it will as well.
Okay. So basically, they help each one of you guys kind of take off your armor, take off your normal clothes, switch into these communion ritual robes. You guys can choose whatever colors you want. They got lots of choices there: the reds, blues, greens, yellows, multicolored, whatever. It's up your choice. There's not really a set color that you choose. It's really your choosing. But they do lead you into this small little, I guess they call it the grove, and it's probably about 50 yards beyond where the Minyarag was floating. And as they're leading you guys into that grove, the Minyarag himself in his little wicker chair is kind of floating along behind you guys. He's probably about 10, 12 feet in the air. Again, you guys haven't seen him move at all. I mean, not an eyelid, not his finger. As he's floating, his hands are kind of like slowly kind of floating back behind him, like from the wind or the direction of where he's going, but not moving. You can't even tell if he's breathing. And they lead you into a small grove, and as you guys come into this grove beyond the trees that were hiding your vision, you see in the center of this grove this small little white tree, probably maybe 8 to 10 feet tall, but it's glowing with this soft white light, almost like it's ghost-like in appearance. But it's got this soft glow around it, and all around it in a perfect circle, you see these small little saplings that are probably maybe 2 or 3 feet tall. They're the same color white, but they're not like the ghostly. They're more like a white bark on them. And those are the ones that each one of the individuals that are leading you guys are asking you guys to pick one to sit next to or in front of for your communion ritual.
Twig plops down at one, just at random.
Okay.
Professor Peel, take 2 spots away from Twig.
Okay, so let's see what notes did I miss here. I hope I shared that with you. Alright, so here's what I want to do. Each one of you guys have, I guess, volunteered to go through this, but I want you guys each roll me let's just do initiative. Roll initiative just so I can see the order of what everybody's doing.
They actually gonna come up. We don't have characters to select.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would help. Let me drop you guys in here. Or you can just click off your character sheets. Old school.
Well, yeah, you'll just have to do the math.
Oh God, Professor P's multiplying.
What's going on here? Multi-P.
Like I say, Professor B, out of character, or offline, whatever. I've been watching Narcos on Netflix, and every time they say his name, I'm thinking of Dr. P.
Oh, really?
Pablo Escobar.
Oh, yeah, that's his cousin.
All right, so everybody in for initiative? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll let Toma do his offline since he's not here right now. All right, so Dr. P is going to go first.
Well,
I'm not sure
still missing
why I wasn't in there, but I did roll.
Oh, what'd you roll, Usul?
A 3.
A 3, okay.
You last.
Okay. Alright, so each of you guys kind of take a seat, or sit, or stand. I guess it's up to you. They kind of urge you to take a seat in front of the sapling. As you guys take a seat, the tree is actually behind you guys. That's where the servants would have set you, where your back is to the main tree in the center. The saplings are in front of you. And you guys can feel like a warmth coming from behind you, from where the main tree is behind you, kind of wash over your shoulders a little bit. And you guys watch as the little sapling in front of you starts to kind of glow, a soft glow as well. And each of you guys will also notice the ground around you, just right around you, starts to just very softly rumble just a little bit. And you guys watch as you see a few small, tiny little white roots that kind of come rustling through the earth all around you. And a few of them kind of stick up out of the earth and kind of, not shake, but just kind of slither around, almost like little worms, so to speak, all around you guys. Okay? So we're starting off with Professor P. Alright, Professor P, so you're sitting there, you watch these little roots kind of pop up, and they're just kind of scrolling around kind of like little worms, and they all start kind of migrating their way towards you. And you can feel them kind of softly kind of tickling your legs and your arms and stuff. They're right next to it, almost like they're caressing you. But then they start to kind of grow, and they start covering over your legs. A couple of them kind of wrap up around some of your arms and your wrists a little bit there. Not tight, but just kind of like caressing you, so to speak. And I need you to roll me a d20, please. Okay. The same thing is kind of happening to all you guys. You see the same little roots. They're kind of walking up, caressing you, touching your legs, touching your feet, growing up the sides of your arms and wrapping around maybe a wrist or a finger. Almost like they're, again, not really hurting you or trying to harm you. It's more like caressing you. And there's several of the robed Gith, not several, there's like probably about a good 20 that are just beyond the outside of the outer saplings that are encircling the entire group. And they all start chanting something in Gith. And I'm almost positive nobody here speaks Gith, so I'll make up some Gith words real quick. It's like Ikku Bru, Bruko Duna, Lumsak Ik, Sin Et Ha. They say this over and over again, like a total minute, while these roots are still coming up and kind of getting close, getting friendly with you, so to speak.
That deserves an inspiration for the DM, I think, by the way.
Thank you. I'll add myself an inspiration card that'll be like backwards of whatever you guys roll. I can take away one of your inspiration cards. I like that.
I take it back.
So all of them are chanting this over and over again for like a solid minute, and then they all stop. And then all of you feel the little roots or whatever tighten, squeeze, almost like to the point where it's starting to kind of hurt as more of them grow up and grab a hold of your arms or over your legs up around your chest and start to kind of cover you up. And you in particular, Professor P, you rolled a 16. Let me check your character sheet. Don't get nervous. I'm just checking your character sheet. Oh yeah, that'll do nicely. Alright, so the roots kind of twist and shape themselves right in front of you, Dr. P, and they start forming little symbols or like faces of maybe some deities you've seen or heard about throughout Faerun. Each of them begin to kind of telepathically, you're assuming, you can hear their voices in your head as they start to shape this face out of these roots right in front of you. And the first one comes up and says, "What is my name?" As you see the familiar face of one of these deities you've read about before in your past. I need you to make me a religion check to see if you determine who this face is. Oh, very nice. How about that? As you see this face start to kind of form. Oh crap, I don't have the god open in front of me. You recognize this god as... Hold please. Azuth. This is the god of wizards, which you should be very familiar with. I would think that's one that you probably like it familiar with. And mark yourself down for 1 success, if you would, Dr. P.
Got it.
Okay, next on the list is Twig. Twig, roll me a d20, please. Alright, Twig. Some of the roots around you begin to kind of break off, and they grow these tiny little limbs next to them. Smaller pieces of roots begin to climb onto each other, and they kind of meld into each other until they form kind of like a wooden crown or something. And you see a message appears in the grass right in front of you. And it says, "Wear me."
Twig picks the crown up and with a flourish puts it on his head.
Okay, as soon as you put this little crown of roots, thorns, you're not sure what it is, onto your head, your surrounding immediately changes all around, almost like an illusion. You're not sure if it's illusion or you're just dreaming what's going on, to a scene somewhere from your past. It seems like it's back to a memory of you being. Is this up to you? Oh, I gotta read this. Make sure this wasn't something you come up with or something I did. So pick one of these. Sometime from your past, or you're either being bullied, or you had like a tax collector trying to get money from you, dishonest merchant, something like that.
Dishonest merchant.
Okay. So you go back to a time in your past where you're trying to do this dealing with someone, you know he's ripping you off, but you can't prove it because you never bought this thing before. So I need you to make me an intimidation check to kind of talk him out of screwing you over.
Oh,
Quick's not an intimidating guy. That's what the bear was for.
Too small.
Alright, so as you try to give your best, demeaning little scowl to this guy, telling him what for, one of his guards comes out and cracks you over the head. I need you to lose a third of your hit points and mark yourself down for a 1 failure. Okay, next up, Sylvia. Roll me a d20, please.
Yes.
6.
How fucked am
Alright, the roots below you, they start to kind of merge with each other and form a small tree trunk. This tree trunk kind of lifts you up in the air a little bit as it transforms itself into eventually a fully grown tree. And as you peer down to the earth below, you realize that you have been transformed yourself into a small little bird. And as you look around, you realize that you're sitting on a nest of eggs. However, nearby, you see right away a large, venomous snake appear and begins to kind of slither its way towards you. I need you to make a deception check to try to lure that snake away from your eggs. Like pretending you're injured or something like that.
Okay. Ow! My leg hurts! Chirp, chirp, chirp!
ooh.
Alright, so you kind of hop over to one of the hop over a tree limb, and start kind of wobbling around like you're hurt. And the snake kind of looks your direction a little bit for a second and starts kind of going towards you instead of the eggs. Mark yourself down for 1 success.
Ooh, okay. I'll just do it on my death saving throw.
Okay. Diddy, roll me a d20. Yeah, it keeps going lower and lower. Alright, the roots around you begin to quickly kind of multiply and grow. As they grow, the roots weave themselves around each other, and they start to form a shell that kind of grows up and over you. It eventually kind of blocks out all the light in the room. You're inside this like shell made of roots. Then you start to see these runes begin to glow inside the shell. I need you to make an Arcana check to see if you can decipher what these runes are.
Uh-oh. Okay. I'll try my best. -1 on that.
You look at it and you start kind of, I knew I should have studied more in school, and mark yourself down for 1 failure as the rune itself, it kind of fades, and then a blast of fire erupts inside the eggshell thing you're inside itself. Lose a third of your hit points, Diddy.
Done. No.
Okay, next up is Silith. Roll me a d20.
Okay, apparently I did that wrong. /R, 1D. Oh, I didn't put the space.
Ooh, high number. Look at you. What does that mean?
Dun 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 dun.
Okay, you're sitting there watching these little worm roots crawl around you. I don't know, I can just imagine Sylph getting all nervous and shit and starting to sweat, but
About ready to start screaming.
yeah, I'm going to cast plane shift or whatever. The roots, they quickly recede back into the earth. And you can see a large portal open up right underneath you. And you drop instantly through this portal.
Oh, yay.
You can feel yourself kind of transforming as you fall into some kind of a small little beast or creature. You can look down at your hand and watch your fingers start to grow. You reach over to you look up at your other hand and you can see your tail. You have a tail, right?
I have a small tail.
Okay.
I have a dragon tail.
Yeah, but you can see your tail kind of back behind you, but it's starting to kind of shrink as well and grow fur. And as you continue to fall, you realize you've been transforming into some kind of a monkey or an ape. Okay? And you find yourself in a tree overlooking a farmer's market. There's guards or hunters are seen throughout the market, but you have this insatiable hunger inside you, like you must get something to eat. I need you to make a sleight of hand check to see if you can steal some food without anybody noticing.
Sure.
As you kind of lean off the tree, reach down, try to grab something over there, and you notice out the corner of your eye one of the guards pulls a crossbow, and poop, you see a crossbow heading straight for you. Take away a third of your hit points and mark yourself down for a failure.
I don't get a death save?
No, just a third of your hit points are gone, and you have one failure. Not death save. It's just a failure for this thing here.
Yep.
But you can mark as a death save if you want. That's your call.
Just for tracking it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Usul. Last but definitely not least. Roll me a d20. $13. I gotta check your character sheet first.
Uh-oh.
Hold, please. Yeah, that's what I thought. You gotta roll again. Sorry, 13 does not work for you. 12. Okay, what is 12? Let's see. Okay, I like this one. Let me check your sheet again. I think this is okay.
For who?
Hold, please. Oh yeah, this will work. Alright, so, Usul, the roots around you quickly kind of grow these little arms and legs, and they become like these little awakened roots. They're walking around independently of anything growing out of the ground. And they start to kind of dig into the earth with their little root-looking hands around you, and they unearth these small little, ooh, how convenient. They unearth these little seed pods. Each of these awakened roots picks up the seed pod, and then they look up to you. In an instant, the awakened roots appear, you and the awakened roots appear in this open field, almost like you're instantly transported into this random environment. This particular one you're in now is all kind of dry and arid right now. Okay? Little things are speaking to you telepathically. You can feel them in your brain. Tell us which one to plant. I need you to make a nature check to determine which seed grows best in that environment.
Say that check again.
Nature check.
Okay, this is my destiny. It has.
Oh. All right, so you look at the seeds within the seed pod, and you hand this one you think is correct to the little guys, and they go out there and start digging in the ground, and they plant them in there, and they pull the roots over the spot where it's ground, and you see water kind of spouting out of their little roots, and you see like a little bitty bud, little leaf pop up there. Mark yourself down for one success. Usul?
Nice.
All right, so back to Dr. P. I need you to do another check, which one did you roll, Dr. P? Did religion, right?
Yeah, religion.
Okay. Give me another religion check to see if you can recognize this thing again. who this deity is. Ooh, that's a success. So mark yourself down for a success. Once you get to 3 successes or 3 failures, let me know, guys.
Okay.
Okay, Twig, one more time for you. Same check as you did before. Yours was which one?
Intimidation.
Intimidation, that's right. It's another failure. Or was your first one a failure? I forget.
Yep.
Okay, so 2 failures. Sylvia, same thing for you.
Ooh, another deception.
Oh! Mark yourself down for 2 successes for that one.
So that's 3 successes.
That's 3 successes for you? Okay, and yours was the
Yeah.
deception. What roll did you... What numbers you roll for that?
Twice.
Yeah, this is only the second time we've gone.
Yeah, but I scored a
She got critical, so that's 2 successes.
Oh, that is 2 successes. Good job, man.
Okay, so your number was 6. Alright, so what happens to Sylvia here?
I
That's-
die. Nice knowing you guys.
Implodes.
The key here is to fail and fail hard. That's how you succeed.
Hold on,
Well,
I
I'm
got-
just gonna point out each failure took a third of our hit points, so.
Let me check your character sheet real quick. Yeah. Okay. I love saying stuff like that. I love hearing you guys say stuff like that. All right, so you were doing the deception to get the snake away from you, right? All right, so
Away from the eggs, yeah.
you're away from the egg. So, all right, so you move out further onto the limb, further out, almost like a spot where you can barely hold yourself up, and you're still kind of limping along. And the snake is making its way slowly out towards you. You think it's got easy prey. It rears back to kind of take a lunge at you and strikes. And at the last second, you hop up and fly off, and the snake goes plummeting to the ground. Okay? As that snake hits the ground, you flitter back over to your eggs. You can see they're just now starting to hatch. And as you do that, you can feel yourself starting to transform back into yourself. And you find yourself right back where you started in front of that small sapling tree there. Crap, did I not put it up here?
And you
Okay.
lose 2/3 of your hit points for being a smart ass.
No. No. So you're right back where you started from, and you see that laying right in front of you is a dead snake laying up on it with its belly up. That looks like it's falling on some kind of sharp rocks or something. It's basically dead. You get to gain the deception skill. If you already had deception skill, you get expertise in that skill.
Ooh, interesting. So I am now proficient in it? No.
Correct.
Oh, okay.
If you weren't proficient, you're not proficient. If you're already proficient, you become expertise in deception.
Nope. Proficient is good.
Okay, and then Diddy. Same thing for you.
Alright.
Another check.
It's not going to be good, alright. I'll try.
Is that
That's what I was
is that 2 failures?
That's 2 failures.
Okay, another third of your hit points is gone, and that's a failure. All right, Silith.
Woo! Side hand.
Ah, another success. That's 2 successes for you. Is that right?
No, that's 1 success, 1 failure for
Oh,
Sylph.
okay, all right. Usul, you're up next.
Here I am. What do you need?
It was another nature check for you, wasn't it? Ooh,
Ooh.
that's close to 2 failures, but only 1.
No, that's the first failure. I had a success the first time.
Ah, okay, I'm just saying that was close to 2 failures. What I'm saying is almost a natural 1. Is what I'm saying.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, Dr. P.
Religion. Oof. Ooh.
2 failures.
Holy
that's a
crap!
lot.
I'm 2 and 2.
So is that just 2 failures for you now, Rand, or is that 3?
He said 2 and 2.
2 and 2.
I'm 2 and 2. Yeah, 2 successes, 2 failures.
Okay.
Wah, wah,
Why'd you have to
wah.
drink it, Brian? Jeez.
So 2/3 of your hit points are gone. Professor P. And then Twig gets another success. Just let me know when you
That's
get
his
either.
first success, isn't it?
No, that's his first success.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Sylvia's already done her thing. Diddy.
Okay, going for 4 failures. Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm dead.
That's 3 failures?
Yeah, I'm gone.
The Arcana, that was a low number, wasn't it?
They're all going to be low for that one.
Alright, each one of these runes just keep appearing, you just can't quite figure out what they are, then the whole thing just explodes in this fiery ball. You can feel your breath leaving, you can't even catch a breath because everything around you is on fire, but you do wake up back in front of this sapling again. Your hair's a little crispy, you feel like you got a really good sunburn, but your hit points are fully restored, but that's all you got.
No, I thought can I take a -1 on my Arcana check?
No, you don't get any, no penalties. This is only if you do good, you get a bonus to it. So you're done.
No worries.
All right, Silith.
Hoorah!
Another success. Is that 3 yet?
That's 2.
That's
1
2.
failure, 2 successes.
Okay, Usul.
This is my destiny. Another nature.
Yeah, another nature. Oh, sorry, I saw Silith. That's another failure. How many is that, Usul?
Come to the failure cup, buddy.
That is failure number 2.
Okay, another 30 of your hit points is gone. Dr. P?
First third. Did you say that on the failure number 1 that was
Every failure, you lose a third of your hit points.
Okay.
Woohoo!
That's a success for Professor P. Is that 3 yet?
That's 3.
Okay, and that was religion. Oh, this is the one where they made the little shapes of the gods. You had to try to figure out what they were, right? All right, so you're just like, oh, this is just like back in school. I can do this. And each one that pops up, you think for a second, you get it right away, and the roots kind of recede back into the earth, and you kind of left there, you're looking around a little bit, and then a little sapling in front of you kind of glows a little bit, leans towards you, and kind of touches you on your forehead, and you gain the religion skill. If you're already proficient in it, you gain expertise.
What is expertise exactly?
Double your proficiency.
I'll just get the skill.
Okay, Twig. Hey, there we go. Is that 3 now? 3 successes? Is that 2?
2 and 2.
Okay. And Sylvia's already got hers. Diddy, you already failed. Silith. Oh, that's a failure. Is that 3 now?
That is 3.
Oh.
Welcome to the Death Club.
Alright, which one were you doing? You were doing the... Oh yeah, the monkey trying to steal the food, right?
Yeah.
Alright, you're just so freaking hungry you can't stand it. Right? You finally just give up and you just hop down onto this cart and you dive your face into a bunch of oranges and stuff, and then you feel a big old smack on the back of your head. Everything goes black. And you wake up laying down prone in front of this tree, and you can see the little tree in front of you is kind of wilted a little bit, and then the tree branch cracks. It falls over. Your hit points are back, but you don't gain any skills, Silith.
I'll look at Silith and give him the thumbs up. Yeah, that's how we do it. Oh, wait a minute.
Okay.
Do we get our hit points back or no?
Yeah. When you come back, your hit points are back. Okay, Usul, you're still rolling, right?
Yep.
One more nature.
My destiny.
Success. Is that 3?
That's 2.
That's 2. Okay, you're still... Dr. P?
Already done.
Twig?
Come on, Twig. No.
Oh.
That's a failure. Is that 3 failures? 3
Yep.
failures for intimidation. Oh, that was the guy you're trying to talk about giving you a better deal, right?
Yep.
The merchant.
Alright, you get so belligerent with this that he eventually calls the city guardian. They come in, they kind of escort you out in chains. You go through a lengthy court proceeding. For some weird reason, you can't figure out why, they decide to hang you at the gallows. And as you're sitting there at the gallows about to be hung, everything goes black, and you appear on the prone right next to the front of that sapling, but this time you got some roots kind of wrapped around your neck there a little bit that kind of shrivel away and fall off. Your hit points are back, but you don't gain a skill.
Okay.
Sylvia has done her thing. Let me get rid of her. Diddy, you've already done, right?
Oh yeah, I'm well done.
And Silith, you still rolling?
Nope, Silith is that critical fail was 2 fails.
That's right. Okay, Usul, it's your destiny.
It is my destiny. With a 20.
Oh, there's a success. That was nature, right?
That was nature, yep.
All right, so which were you doing? You were doing... Oh, they were trying to get you to plant the right kind of seeds and the right kind of earth. That's what it was. All right, so you went through this. They changed the environments. One was dry, one was wet, one was kind of like chilly tundra area, but you were able to pick the right seed at least 3 different times. And as you plant the last one, you see like a giant forest kind of grow up all around you. And you can see that the life just spring to life. There's all kinds of woodland animals living in these trees. And you look up into the sun. It blinds your eyes for a second, and you reawake right in front of this tree. But now, instead of this one little tree, there's actually like a half dozen little saplings sitting in front of you. And you gain the nature skill. You become proficient in it. If you're already proficient, you become expertise.
All right.
Okay. And Twig, is everybody done? Who hasn't gone yet?
I think that's everybody except Toman.
Oh, okay. I'll do him offline. All right, so there's one other thing here, I recall.
Do you recall back in session 74?
Nope. All right, Usul, I've got something just for you. So it's up to you if you want me to do this in a private channel or you want me to do it in front of everybody.
Well, let's do privately first.
Okay. All right, guys, hold on a second while I switch him over to a private channel.
This is my destiny.
Okay, so as you awake from your last success there, you can hear another voice in your head. You're not sure where it comes from, but you have this strong sense that it's coming from this Ishun tree that's behind you. Okay? And you hear this voice whisper in your brain. Very well, my champion. These seeds will do nicely. They will help bring balance to the realms. Keep them on their path and fulfill the seedling. Their chaos sows lawfulness, which will sow more chaos. And so the cycle continues, never ending, like the tides of the oceans, like the day and the night, all in perfect balance. As it was, shall it continue to be.
All right, then.
You want to keep that to yourself, or you want me to share that with everybody? It's up to you.
I think we should share that.
Okay. Do you want to do any kind of roles to interpret anything in that, or does that make perfect sense to you?
I'm not sure a roll was good.
It's up to you. I mean, does that, if it makes 100%, you know what that means? That's cool.
I think so.
Okay. That's cool.
Yep.
All right. Let's switch back to the main channel. I'll let you kind of share if you want, whatever you want, okay?
Oh my gosh, I couldn't repeat that if I had to.
Well, I'll repeat it if you need me to, or I'll put it in chat if you want to make it public. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll switch you back.
Back?
All right, we're back. So, Usul, you said you're okay with me just put it in chat?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me make sure I only copy what I'm supposed to copy. Which I think that should be good. Let me do a paste and double check that before I hit enter. So I'm assuming Usul is going to share with you this voice he heard in his head as he awoke from his little communion ritual.
And while they're reading that, if I could ask a question, what if I go into the nature and it says normal under nature? Do I just change that to expertise?
Not expertise. Should be proficient. So when you go into your character sheet, I think I can do it at the same time you're in there. Let me pull up your character sheet.
Okay, because I have normal and expertise when I click on the gear.
No. Sorry. Back on your main page. If you didn't have if you weren't proficient in it, go back to your main core page, and all you do is click in the little box over here next to nature. I'm gonna click on it right now.
Oh,
That's how you become proficient. Expertise is in that gear thing.
Okay.
That make sense?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you again.
No problem. All right. Anybody have any comments for Usul after what he shared with you guys?
So it's gonna be like, who's the seed and what now?
That's just stick with me, kids. I'll show you things.
Just call him Johnny from now on.
So Sil's gonna be looking for roots. Like he growing roots now, or?
So just so I'm clear, Usul, are you sharing this just with the party or with pretty much everybody in the room?
Just with the party.
Okay, because the Minyar Ag is overlooking you guys as you're doing this ritual.
Yeah, nobody else can be trusted.
Meaning the Minyar Ag?
I mean, the person that gave it to me he's cool, but, like the gift, no.
Okay. Right. As you guys all start coming to, you look around and see each other. Some of you guys are laying down. Some of you guys look like you just came through something very traumatic. Others of you are like, no big deal. What's going on here? But then the Minyar Ag kind of floats down, not on the tree, but right in front of the main tree in the center of it. And then one of the servants approach. Says, Minyar Ag has seen this before. Ishun has blessed some of you tonight. Yes?
Sil's still looking for roots.
Scylla says what?
Scylla's still looking
Yes.
for roots.
I have received a blessing.
Very few have come through here of non-Gith and received Ishun's blessing. This is truly a gift not to be forsaken. Since Minyar Ag, Brevin has been in the room with you guys. I don't think Brevin even went through this communion ritual. What the hell? I'll have him go through it as well. I'll roll real quick. Yeah, he failed. And Minyar, the servant, not the Minyar Ag, is going to turn towards Brevin and says, "Your great-grandfather was one such guest among the Ishun all those years ago. I get the sense that your great-grandfather squandered this gift and was troubled towards the end." And Brevin just kind of looks shell-shocked a little bit. Says, I know nothing of this. My great-grandfather passed before I came into this world. And he kind of turns around and walks out of the grove. Servant girls will all approach you guys, the ones from the outside perimeter, and kind of lift you back up to your feet. And they will lead you back into the main room where you changed and give you the opportunity to kind of put your clothes back on, your original armor, whatever have you. And they'll escort you out back towards the main portion of the grove itself, where the Minyar Ag has kind of floated his way back out to his normal position. What do you guys want to do? Not sure how to read that.
Who are we meeting out there?
I'm sorry?
We meeting out there?
Yeah, the little servant girls are going to usher you back out to the main spot where you first saw the Maynard before you guys were all escorted to that one little area with the Ishun tree.
Okay. So whoever we are meeting, we should let them know that some of us have been blessed.
Whoever you're meeting, you're telling us to the servant girls?
No, after we get outside.
Okay. Again, you're still within this little atrium thing. Again, right? They're just escorting you back out to where you guys first came in to the first room there where the Menyar Ag was. If that makes sense. It's up to you at that point if you just want to continue to have a conversation with the Menyar Ag, or if you guys are done, want to have a conversation with each other. Just giving you the opportunity to kind of talk amongst yourselves if you want here.
Okay. Do we need to ask him anything?
I mean, so was that the blessing that the Minyar thing spoke about?
Who are you asking that of?
The party, kind of a hushed whisper,
Okay.
specifically looking at Twig, wondering if that was it.
That was it, Squeaky.
Squeaky.
Off we go!
As the Menyar Ag is center floating over top of all you guys. Let me see here. Professor Pete, you failed or you succeeded?
Succeeded.
Okay. Wow. Alright, so those of you that succeeded, as you look upon the Menyar Ag, the little servant girl is not speaking, but you can still hear a different raspy voice in your heads as well. Ishun has blessed you all. Do not forsake this. Do not forget this. For what the Ishun blesses, the Ishun can take away. Do what you must on this journey. I'm not sure exactly why the Ishun has blessed you. For you are non-Gith. This has rarely happened. But each of you must have a destination in mind for this. Ishun has been here before me, and she shall be after me. Do not squander this opportunity. For some, her gift is more material. For others, it's more of a skill or ability. Perhaps she'll bless you again. Perhaps she has made a permanent connection with you. No one knows, but you shall soon find out. And then the Maynard Ag just kind of starts rising up into the air, 10, 20, 30, 100 feet in the sky. And then you see him just kind of disappear.
Well, that was fun. Let's board the ships.
Alright, so no other questions? Nothing on that part? Then Emilzen will kind of be waiting outside the courtyard for you guys as you come back out. And says, okay, so I'm not sure what that was all about. I don't know what's to come of that, but we've still got about a couple more hours before Baruch said he was ready to go. So, do we want to head to the Astral Barracks area, or what do you guys want to do?
I'd say we head to the barracks.
All right. So the barracks area is this part of the city over here. I don't know if you guys see me pinging or not. And it's probably going to take
Yeah,
good half hour, 45 minutes probably to make your way over to that area. But as you guys come in that area, you can see there's a much more large population of the Gith warriors, the knights among this area, and you get a few odd looks as you guys are making your way through the this part of town. But you guys can see off kind of because you're up higher, a little higher at first. So over here is more of the docks, so you can see more of the ships and everything kind of all docked along here. The same destroyers, the skiffs, the breakers. Again, this will probably be the first time you get. Well, no, you would have seen them when you first came into the city as well. So more stuff that you've seen before, just a lot more dense numbers, so to speak, in this area. But Amazon will lead you up to one specific large building, and walk inside and have a conversation with a couple of the Gith there. A few minutes later, Baruch will come walking out, and he's got a female Gith at his side as well. And let me do this. Let me drop her in there just so I have a face for it. Because right now I can't remember her freaking name. So, where is she? Well, there's Baruch. And then the female Gith with him. Sanun is her name. That's right. They come walking in. Says, I'm assuming your visit with the Maynard was fruitful.
it was interesting.
Okay. Is Diddy still here? Did we lose Diddy?
Diddy has got his mic on mute at the moment.
Okay. So I thought there was something Diddy was going to ask the Maynard. That's why I was kind of waiting for you
In
guys
chat,
to...
he said he'd be right back.
Ah.
I said I sent her some stuff in text.
Yeah. Didn't see the last one there. Do you want to break into your private chat for a second, Silith?
Sure, one sec.
Okay. Sorry, guys. 1 second.
Whispers. Lots of whispers tonight.
All right. So refresh my memory on session 74. What exactly does that mean?
Session 74, we all had the dream cutscene. There was a part for our school only, and then all of us, we watched Brevin do that thing with the talisman and the energy, and then one of us, which you sent me an email, was me. Creature floating next to me says, "You are the next to receive my gift. Use it wisely, and you too will balance the scales. Tell no one, or I shall rescind my gift to you." And then you begin rising higher into the air at a very fast pace, yada yada. We all experienced the dream, but it was only one of us that was actually experiencing it. Like it was a shared vision, you said?
Correct.
But it was only affecting one of us?
Correct.
So you said you sent me an email and said it was affecting me.
Correct.
But I couldn't talk about it or would lose the gift.
Right.
But you never actually said what the gift was.
Okay. Oh, you're asking if this right here was the gift.
Yeah, because this is actually like what was happening in the dream was that we were being tied up by roots and experiencing some sort of, yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think?
I didn't get anything out of this, so I'm not sure.
Well, that's probably a pretty good assumption then, huh?
Okay. Well, it's just because it is. It's literally the same thing. It's the small saplings, the roots.
They sound like they're tied together.
Okay. I was like, is this the same thing? Is this the thing? All right. Nope.
Now, just so I don't totally deflate your feelings here, no, this is not the gift from that first dream.
Did that
he was referring
happen?
to.
The gift was given in the dream, or is that an event that's going to happen? I'll say it this way. What I was trying to decide if that was a dream, like something that was occurring, or if that was a vision of what's to come, kind of deal. The way this just happened now made it seem like that was a vision of what was to come, and I don't think anyone else realized that we already had a dream about this.
Roll me a wisdom check with advantage.
With advantage. Advantage. Wisdom.
Okay, good thing it was advantage. So I made it DC 12. Alright, so from the dream sequence, you saw what appeared to be Brevin doing some
With
kind
the
of a
talisman,
ritual, whatever, the
kind of-
talisman, and you know, everything exploded and blah blah blah. And then the thing said that you two will receive this gift. Don't talk about it or you'll lose the gift.
Yeah.
So, based on that and your wisdom roll here, the gift has something to do with that ritual he just did there.
With the so it's not the talisman, it's the ritual.
Well, the ritual he did with that talisman. Because as you recall, he held the talisman up and then he had some kind of white magical power or something coming out of his hand.
He was
and then
chanting, yeah.
and he passed that through the talisman. That's what caused the explosion and destroyed the portal. So whatever that white magic is what you're assuming that gift is. That's some kind of a magical power or gift that you may be getting, or should be getting, or you think
I was
you're
like,
getting.
I'm not sure if it's the gift in the roots now. I wasn't sure if it was the gift, was the actual talisman, or okay.
It's the power to do that ritual with the talisman.
Cool. So I'll need the talisman. Awesome. Sweet.
Okay.
And do I know whether that was like a future thing or something that occurred before? Or? don't know that
The
one.
vision is what it is. You said it looked like someone that appeared to be Brevin doing that ritual.
All right. Nope.
Okay.
Do.
Nice. Switch back.
Switch back.
Okay. All right.
Ta-da!
And we're back. Okay, so you guys are heading into the Astral Barracks, right? Is Diddy back in chat yet?
Diddy is not.
Okay, that's fine. We may have to rewind a little bit because I thought there was something specific he wanted to ask him in your ag, and he mentioned last session, but we'll cover that when we come to it. All right, so you guys make your way into the Astral Barracks. I think I shared with you guys. Baruch found you guys. He's got his little female gift with him, Sanun. He'll introduce you guys that she is the arbiter in training under his tutelage right now, and she will be accompanying him on any trips he makes within the ships itself. And share with you guys again. Okay, his plan is you got to take 6 ships to this military outpost, and it's up to you guys if you guys all want to stay on the same ship with him. If you guys want to split up or however you want to do this, he said the trip to this military outpost shouldn't have any issues with it. It's been a pretty safe journey from here to that military outpost. They've had very little interference from any elemental or slotty for that matter between here and there because it's a normal route from there to here. But that's where his other arbiters are waiting for him to finish the journey to get closer to the spawning stone. Okay? So, anything else?
Twig says he's flying on Baruch's ship,
Okay.
as it'll be the one doing the scouting.
Alright, so let me do this. I'm going to switch the maps. Which one is it, Brian? I think it is... Where did I put it? 1 second. I want to check on my 300 maps that I have open. Yeah, it's that one. Alright, so I'll switch over this one for now. So, zoom to whatever percentage you think you may need to see all this. It's a pretty big map because I wasn't sure what ship you guys were going to choose. But as you guys look around, there's going to be a destroyer and there's also a little skiff ship over here as well. The skiff is what Baruch was originally going to captain, but he can captain any of them, and he'll share that with you guys as well. So if Twig, if you're going to be on the little skiff, you can place yourself over here. Do you need me to drop you in?
Yeah, we're not in.
Okay.
No, I'm working with it.
Silith, Diddy, Sylvia, Sewell, Dr. P. Alright, so this kind of represents the size of the ships. This one over here is going to be the little skiff. These are the fast, quick ones. This is the big bad destroyer. Those of you that were in the little play testing, those are the ones that basically can blow the shit out of everything. But there'll be 4 of these little ships. There's going to be one of these and another ship that I'm don't have on the map. It's the breaker itself, but we can theater the mind, use this same map here if we want to use that one. Okay. So Baruch's going to pilot this one. Those that want to ride with him, go ahead and move yourself to that little ship.
You did say it fits 12, I think. Was it 8 or
Up to 12
8
passengers.
And 4 crew. Oh, I thought it was 8 and 4 crew on the smaller one.
No, up to 12 passengers plus the crew. Usul's going with the firepower.
So the idea is that we missed, or that we're taking different ships, right? We're not all on the same ship.
It's up to you. I said, Baruch said we've got a total of 6 ships that are making the journey to this military outpost. And from
Can
there...
we rely on those who did this side quest to kind of maybe help give us some insight?
So basically, there's quick-moving ships that don't do squat for damage. And then there's bigger ships that move a lot slower, but put out a crap ton of damage. Everything fires via harpoons, pretty much. Not like cannons.
Mhm.
Just shooting giant harpoons at each other.
Mhm.
And like depending where the harpoons are pointed is like which sides you can shoot on. It takes 3 rounds for each attack, like set up for an attack. Like you attack, then you gotta run, like reload, aim, and then fire again. So if you have people working on the harpoons, you can only fire like so many at a time.
Are the smaller ones seem to get killed very quickly, or did they seem like
We
they
didn't
can be
kill
agile?
like anything when we did. Remember, Brian, the
Yep.
whole thing about reduction?
Yep,
Yeah,
that will change.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause essentially, even though we played for how many hours did we play for?
At least 3, yeah.
I think
One more round and the skiffs would have died.
but like it literally, there was a thing with damage reduction that like nothing died pretty much.
Yep.
We were just running around chasing each other.
In hindsight, I think if I would have done that damage reduction thing a little bit differently, I think at least 2 of the skiffs would have probably been destroyed, and possibly even that destroyer.
That breaker.
No, I meant the destroyer, where I had one ship unload all 12
Oh,
shots on that one destroyer. If it would have been for that damage reduction, that might have destroyed it.
Yeah, I think with the damage reduction, we should have rolled it out. Would have been once you pass a threshold, apply all damage.
Yep, right. So I'm saying, if we
Yeah,
wouldn't have done that, then it would have gone a lot quicker. So, long story short...
Jeez, you're not making me feel very safe about this.
Yeah, I'm getting off the skiff. I was gonna go on the skiff. I'm no longer going on the skiff.
So let me give you down some more cliff notes here. So the skiffs are much faster. I think the movement speed on these is like 120 feet, whereas like the destroyers I think they were 60 or 80, and the breakers were like even slower, like 40 or 60 feet per round. The skiffs also have the option of evasive maneuvers, where they can basically get advantage on any or apply disadvantage on any attack on them that they see coming. But like Scylla said, these guys can do very little damage other than the people that are potentially on it. So if you got a bunch of spellcasters on there, yeah, it could be pretty deadly.
Destroyer is 80 and skiff is 120 feet.
Yeah. So quite a bit faster. Just the destroyer has, 12 plus 6. So I think 18 cannons total on it. So...
Are any of the skiffs being piloted by a Gith named Anakin?
I have not found a gift named Anakin yet, no.
Okay, I just want to check. Could be a deal breaker for me.
Okay. So if majority of you guys want to stay on this, I mean, Brooke will stay wherever you guys want, but his intention was originally to pilot one of these skiffs. It's up to you. Dr. P, where are you going?
I'm deciding.
You gonna float out there in space with Sanoon? And Diddy's not back yet, I guess.
This one looks fun. It has like tons of cannons on it. Does it get killed easier?
No, I'm back.
Okay. Alright, so Twig's on the skiff. Everybody else is going to be on the destroyer. I'll just roll for Toman. Even he's on the skiff. Odd, he's on the destroyer. He's on the destroyer.
So you pick a sacrifice.
Oh, there's only 2? It's just like split to levels?
What do you mean?
Yeah, these are different levels of the. There's actually 6 craft in total. They're not all on the screen,
Right.
but this is the different levels of the destroyer, isn't it?
Correct. On the left is all the different levels of the destroyer. To the right, there's only 2 levels on the skiff. Upper deck and lower deck.
The skiff.
Uh-huh.
Dr. P thinks his chance of piloting one is better on the skiff.
Oh, great.
All right, so if you start having that conversation with any of the guests, what do you boom? Did you roll something on there or something? I don't know.
Critical history with using technological devices.
All right, so you definitely understand that in order to pilot one of these things, you have to have a psionic power ability to keep the chaos at bay, because these things are controlled completely by the mind.
I really know that fact now.
Yes, you really know that, and you really know that you don't have that ability. All right, so everybody's on the ship. Okay. All right, so on this ship, there's only going to be Baruch and 2 other generic Gith crew. Since they can take 12 passengers, I'll split this up. I have one of the knights, and I'll have one of the monks. Neither one of you guys had the Greater Restoration, right? Dr. P and Twig, neither one of you guys have that?
I do not.
Okay, so you guys will also have one of the Zerth that'll stay below deck with you guys as well. Sanoon will be with Baruch, and I'll put the warrior over here along with a few others over here. Okay? Alright, so...
God.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just said, oh God.
Alright, so as you guys start pulling away from the docks, again, if you guys recall, if we're here for the last session, the city itself probably has about 300 to 500 feet beyond the edges of the city, of where it's nothing but like normal, standard air environment. But beyond that is like this giant sphere or globe that you guys are inside that has a multitude of different kinds of elements along the edge of it. You know, fire and brimstone and boulders and wind and water and ice, necrotic, poison, everything. It's constantly kind of changing and roiling and twisting and turning into all different kinds. But as you guys start pulling out, the ships start heading right towards that. Right into that maelstrom up there. And as you guys start to get close, you can see that on the skiff itself, it's probably, let me draw a rough circle in here if I can. Okay, circle is Alt, I think. Yeah, let's see how well I can do this. Or if it's going to be centered or not. This is something I always show. What did I say it was Alt for a circle?
I think so.
Okay, roughly something like that is the amount of space that is kept a normal standard air pocket. Everything beyond that is going to be the chaos. Okay, so that's the extent of the vision out from away from this ship here. So imagine something similar to that around the bigger ship here as well. So we're talking like, what, 5, 10, 15, roughly 20 to 30 feet is all the distance you can see beyond the ship itself before you lose vision of anything, because it just goes into chaos. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And as you guys...
Returned.
I'm sorry?
Is that Diddy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Did you-
no, I mean,
Quick question for you. I thought there was something you were going to ask the Manyar Ag when you met him. Was that correct? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
oh yeah, I was, but no, he was just gonna say if he remembers in history what happened and how they were able to get on the stone undetected, because he was probably there.
Okay. As far as when Brevon's great-grandfather did it?
Yeah, but also if he knows of any weaknesses in the stone itself when he broke the order of the bad guys, if he knows anything there.
Okay, so first things first. You asked if what they did last time in order to reach the stone. Is that right?
Yeah, no, what? Yeah, that, and also how they got there without being detected, or is there a way to get there without being detected?
Okay. And the Manyar Ag will share with you freely that last time they went, they didn't make it to the stone undetected. That they did
Okay.
battle with numerous Slotty on their journey there. It was more of a stealth mission than it was a break through the ranks, so to speak, to get to the spawning stone. So,
Okay.
but they did make it to the spawning stone itself, but not unscathed. Does that answer your
Yeah.
question?
It does. And
Okay.
I'll say the other thing I ask him is, I know you're very powerful of the mind. Do you know where the amulet is? So is it? Can you scan across the plains?
And he'll share with you that he has the ability to sense his own race across the plains, but nothing material like that other than a scrying ability if he had some way of recognizing or seeing this thing.
Okay. There was only 4 questions. The third one I want to ask him is, who's the leader of the Githyanki? Is it that Lich Queen that I hear about?
Leader of the Githyanki. That's a very good question, Hilton. And I don't have the answer for that. So yes, he'll give you a name of both either the deity or the king or queen
Yeah,
of the
some
Githyanki.
powerful Lich Queen apparently.
Yeah.
So I go, oh, okay, and she's your mortal enemy, I expect. So, and then the last question was: is there any way we can get the Slard to fight amongst themselves
Well,
using the stones? Does he have any?
Using the stones. Okay, that's what I thought you were going to ask about.
Yeah, the connection. So they connect with each other through the same sort of thing I think you use, I'll say. Is there any way to send a short circuit through that won't hurt you?
And the Minyarg start to explain to you the power of these gems has that capability, like a hive mind, so to speak. And he'll say that yes, some of the Anarchs and even Minyarg himself can tap into that, but it goes both ways. So if I tap into it, I know where they are, and they also know where I am, and they have some within their order that are equally as powerful as I, and can do harm through that psychic connection through the stones.
No problem. And the only last question I had is, who made the? I've always been interested. Who made the stone itself?
And even the Minyarg says, I don't know. The stone was here before me. It was before the Githyanki. It was nobody knows, and neither do I.
If I find out, I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll check the back and see if it's signed. Okay. All right. No, that's it. That's all
Okay.
I'll say.
Okay.
And thank you for his time and his great work, what he's done for his people.
All right. So back to the present. You guys are making your way into this great maelstrom of chaos and everything else. And there's 4 of these small ships. One of the destroyers. There's also one breaker moving pretty slow. So you guys, as a whole, are moving pretty slow. These skiffs, at least 2 of them, will scout out, a little bit deeper into it first. And are all of you guys staying up top, or is any of you going to be going down below as you travel through any of this?
Can I shoot my bow?
I mean, you asking out of character, or what do you mean by that?
Professor Peace just thinking if something gets within bow shot, he's gonna try to hit one of the people on the other decks if there's enemies out here.
Yeah, your range attacks will act just like regular gravity. Gravity is relative to you, so wherever you're standing, if that's where you shoot, that's where gravity will dictate. So yeah, you can still shoot your bows, shoot your bolts, shoot anything you want, just like normal. It's relative gravity to you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I have noticed that all the people who participated in this thing have moved below deck, though, so I'm kind of tempted to do the same, provided that I could shoot from below deck as well.
Well, the reason the Zerth is below, he's the priest. Okay, so he's not going to be up top, doing any kind of actual attacking from the deck. Baruch is in his captain's seat, which is always below deck in a protected little cell. and Senoon is basically the arbiter in training, like kind of like the apprentice to Baruch. That's
I
why
always take
she's
the
down there.
seat closest to the priest.
Okay. All right, so just so you know, when you're under deck, you can't see anything. There's no like portholes or anything in the side of the ship to see out. So.
He can't miss this. He changes his mind and goes back upstairs.
Okay. All right. So, do a couple little quick little introductions. So on the ship here, we've also got a couple of Gith that'll make their introductions to both Tig and Professor P. And I gotta zoom in because I can't see their name and I don't remember them because I'm a shitty DM.
Just make them up. That's what I do.
No, because these guys had certain names. Okay, we got the Knight, Githzerai Knight Onnak. You've got the Githzerai monk over here, Zundal. On the other ship, you've got the Githzerai warrior, Srala. And they'll speak some very broken common tongue, but they will make introductions to you guys as well and kind of explain their backgrounds and their abilities. There's going to be several of these knights and monks and warriors. They all have different types of uniforms on them, so it's easy kind of to point them out. Kind of like what Silith saw, and those that were in the astral plane are the ones that were disguised as them. The warriors tend to have like the masks over their face. The monks tend to have the giant hats. The knights tend to have similar kind of helmets, but more of a red streamer coming out of their helmet, as opposed to like the horsehair kind of thing for the warriors. So that's kind of the way you can tell them apart from each other. For the most part, most of them keep the masks or their faces hidden, but there's several of them that are open about it as well. Okay. Again, so as you guys dive into the chaos itself, I'm assuming Baruch and you guys are going to head in there first. And as you guys dive into it, you can hear the roaring sound of fire and boulders and everything else all around you. Again, you can see like maybe 20 to 30 feet from the deck into the chaos itself. But as you pop inside of it, all vision of all the ships behind you, beside you, whatever, they all disappear as you guys disappear into the actual chaos itself. And the same thing for you guys on the destroyer as well. So imagine it's more like an egg shape or an oval shape area or sphere around the entire ship as it plunges into the chaos itself. Okay? Any exploration or role playing or questions for any of the crew you guys want to go through?
This fellow who's on the poop deck here. Warrior Srala.
That's close, yeah.
I go to him and I would say, yeah, I've never been here. Is there something we should expect to see, or like any safety precautions?
And Srala will kind of look over to you. She's standing a good foot taller than you. It's obviously a female. You can see some little bumps on her chest, but she's an ugly woman.
She ugly.
Take no prisoners.
She's like, just keep your eyes to the sky. Watch for the pods. They come without warning. And if you see one, don't friggin' touch it.
And what does it look like?
It never looks the same. It's changing just like the chaos itself. But if it lands, if anything lands on this deck and you see it moving, do not touch it. Can I say that again? Don't touch it. Ever.
Do we shoot it?
You shoot it. We have. She kind of points over to the side over here of these really long, almost like spears, but on the end of it, it's almost like it's a flat piece at the end of it. And she'll try to explain to you about how they use those to kind of grab a hold of the things from like a 10-foot pole, basically. And it basically collapses around them, and then they fling it off the ship.
Okay. Interesting.
And she'll pull one up and she'll kind of like, maybe she'll look over at Tolman. Like she wants to use him as an example. Says, Tolman, here, come here. I won't hurt you, I promise. And she kind of pushes the end of it, the flat piece, onto to Tolman, and then you see like it's almost like these little fingers erupt along the side of it, and wrap around Tolman, almost like a Liberty cage, or like big fingers around it. And I imagine Tolman's probably kind of freaking out at this point, and Rufus is probably barking up a storm. But then she pushes a button, and the fingers open up again. Says, "This is the only way we can get the damn things off the ship, and if you're too slow, the damn things they'll sliver in between the cracks of the ship and they'll drop below deck. So we got to be quick with these things and get them off." Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And she'll walk you through a couple times of how the thing operates, and whether or not Tolman agrees to be a guinea pig and let you practice on him or not is up to him. But what else? Any other questions? Guess not. In the same conversation, if you guys ask, over on the other ship, Dr. P and Twig, either the monk or one of the other warriors or something on there will kind of explain the same thing to you. Each ship is equipped with some of those, depending on the size of the ship. The skiff itself has at least 4 of them on deck for those type of things. The destroyers has like easily twice that number upon the deck up there. Okay. Any other questions or anything about any of the crew or anything going on here, guys?
Is there actual people down in this deck where I am, or is it all automated firing?
I gotta scroll over to where you are. Oh, you're down here.
Yep.
Technically, that's where all the people would be if they're in a danger zone. Technically, all these crew would be just all over the boat. This area up here where I'm pinging right now, kind of in the middle,
Yep.
That's kind of like their sleeping quarters. So that's actually where at least a third to a quarter of the crew would pretty much be at any time. They work in shifts, unless they're in some kind of a actual fight. And then what you're seeing down here is where they're all manned for the cannons, if and when they get into a fight.
So Diddy's just going to sort of go around and go, okay, we're going to have clean firing today. Basically giving them the once over. I will be all protected today and give you saving throws because I'm going to be nice and close. And I don't want to see anybody screwing up. And we're going to get these load times down to a minute. And, you know, he's basically just going to march around and be in his element. Super happy to be bossing around people. But, you know, with a bit of a smile on his face if there is a true boss down here. And he'll say, I'm just here to motivate the boys. And girls. I think that's a girl. Yes. So I'm basically going to do that just to sort of help them as best I can with the firing.
And since you're down here, this area right back in here is kind of like the throne room or the pilot seat, so to speak. So
okay.
This is where the actual arbiter for this ship will be sitting. My phone's blowing up.
I'll go and say to him, I'll say, so I'll come and stand next to you when the bad guys start coming in. All right. But other than that, I'll let you drive the ship. So yeah, if I know he's there, then you know if I know that there's some saving throws needed, I'll probably come back to him. So.
Right. So for the rest of you guys that are on the ship, so basically we got this is the main deck here. This is the I guess the upper section. This is the upper section here. This is more like the captain and the meeting room and kind of like the doctor's quarters, so to speak, if someone gets hurt in here. The section where Diddy is, where all the cannons are basically. Back in the back is pretty much all the storage with a couple more, I guess, for lack of a better term, conference rooms. The lower deck has more cannons, more storage, and these are kind of like the quarters of the guests, or up to 12 people, so to speak, if that makes sense.
So found a bed. So is in the bed.
Okay. Whereas on the small ship, yes, you can have 12 passengers, but it's like cots or hammocks that are hanging up here, and they can add up to like 4 hammocks per room. Very tight quarters, but they have enough room there for 12 people if they want to get snug. Okay? Alright, so what time is it? Wow, that was 3 hours. No kidding. I've been doing that for 3 hours. Alright,
Yep.
so here's what I want to do. Any more conversations? Anything you guys want to have with any of the crew as we're making our way through here? The arbiters will all tell you guys it's probably about a 2-hour trip to get to the military outpost of Karazum, I think was the name of it. Military outpost is what I call it for now. So any other conversations you guys want to have with the crew or anything before we go to the next step?
Yeah, what's the worst thing they fought?
The worst thing they fought?
Is it those Mind Flayer squid ships?
Depends on what you're talking about. Again, they'll give you stories of fighting the Mind Flayers. A couple of the folks on your ship will actually have experience when they raided an actual Elder Brain. Quite a few of them will tell them that was quite an ordeal. Some of the crew on the ship have fought Githyanki. Some on the crew on the ship have fought hordes of the Slod within the Chaos Plane itself. It just depends on what your flavor is, what you're scared of. All of them have tell you stories of how they've had brothers and sisters die from each one of those encounters.
Yep. No, I'll just sort of say, and there's no one worse thing, and anything special that you need to know on combating anything, or is it just cold steel is best? I mean, is there anything really resistant weird that we wouldn't know how to fight?
Were you here when Sylvia was asking the question, and that Warrior Strala explained about those chaos pods?
Little worms. Yeah, got that one. Yep.
Okay. All right.
So they tell us that. Okay. All right. That's it. All right.
And
so the idea is just don't touch them, smash them.
Yeah. And they'll share the stories of the, they just call them spawns, of these lightning quick little things that streak across the chaos and have ripped guys off the deck of the crew before. As a matter of fact, I think, Sylvia, if you're asking anything to do, Strala would say if you're concerned at all about those spawns, you may want to tie a rope around your waist and tie it to the railing if they go through any territories that are known for that.
What would you like? What known for? What the
spawns? Again, I think Baruch would have showed you up. They'll say it again. So there's these things they call it spawns. They're basically
really fast ones.
They're really fast. They basically fly within the chaos, and they've been known to basically streak out of the chaos, hit one of the crew on the deck, and then disappear off the other side into the chaos. Basically,
are they?
Go ahead.
Are they like invisible or?
No, they're not invisible. But again, you gotta keep in mind that your vision is only as good as this little bubble that's around your ship, which right now is roughly about 30 feet off the sides.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
They're basically magpies in swooping season.
Okay. So yeah. So I guess I'll tell myself, and now there's a.
Hold on, you're like eating your microphone or something. You got really loud there.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Yeah, it's better.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie myself to the thing so that if I get pulled off, hopefully they don't take me with them. And so it's like a daisy chain now because I'm tied off and then Daisy's tied to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be perfect. And then I put on my mask of illuminating just so so they can't see my face and I fit in with the crew.
Remind me again what that one was? It's basically like a disguise thing?
No, it lets you see anything that's invisible within 20 feet as long as you're not blind.
Ah, okay. Anything that's invisible. So it's not like true sight. You can't see into the void or the chaos. It's just anything invisible, correct?
Yeah, so like if somebody had invisibility on them, I would be able to...
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'll just double check.
Okay.
While wearing this mask and not blinded, you can see invisible creatures, within 20 feet of you.
Okay. All right. Duly noted. Just remind me of that next time as well. Okay. Twig or Dr. P, are you doing the same? Because they would have gave you the same advice. If they get into an area where spawns are known to be, they would advise you to go kind of tie yourself to the rail. They said they shouldn't be going through any areas like that, but it's up to you.
Dr. P still has that thick rope he bought in that city, so he's definitely going to just tie off right now.
Okay. All right.
He'll tie off to a couple things in case one of them takes a hit and goes flying.
Quick shakes.
Picture like Paul Atreides in the movie Dune riding the worm, where he's got like multiple hooks in the thing. That's what Professor P is doing.
So basically, you're grappled and restrained, is what I'm hearing.
Well, he's holding on with one hand. He's got his bow in the other. He's a pretty badass looking old dude.
Looks like
By the way, he's going to do that his enchanted ring thing now while we're drifting out to open air.
Okay. All right. So it's been roughly 10 hours for the other one. So hasn't been a full day for those of you who did it the first time. But you know what? I'll rewind. If you guys want to redo that and go ahead and do it now, I'm okay with that. So we'll apply the same thing that you guys did before. But Diddy didn't do his yet, right? So it's a religion check.
Not yet. Yep. Oh, this is to make the. Okay. Cool.
This is for your ring. If you want to do it, it's up to you. You can only do it once a day, and it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah, he's gonna try it. He's gonna try and get the armor a little bit better. It might be good if it was magical. So he concentrates. He goes, religion. Why does it have to be religion? Well, I suppose it could be arcana. Okay, it could be anything that's intelligent. It's bad. So here we go. Let me just go in there, and religion. Oh, it's not okay. It could be worse.
Oh, you guys still there? Hold on, guys. My computer just like freaking tripped out on me. You guys still hear me? All right. Everything just kind of flashed. I lost the audio for a while, so I didn't hear what you guys said there. Okay. All right. First things first. So Professor P, roll me a d6 now, please. And you got a +1 to that breastplate. Plus, you can cast greater restoration as an action sometime in the next 8 hours. The next 8 hours. Yep. No, one use. One use. Okay, and Diddy wrote a 23. Look at that. What'd you do that on? Did you pick your item? Okay, so you get a +2 to your AC. And then you roll a d6 twice. Six and 1. Okay, your choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can either cast Misty Step as an action. Again, this is once. Or you can cast Mage Hand at will as an action. Just once. Okay, so you get Mage Hand at will for the next 8 hours as an action. And +2 to your armor for the next 8 hours. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're getting close to the closing time here. So Baruch is out in front, scouting everything. I want... first, I'm going to have him do it because he's going to see it better than anybody else. So, ooh, he rolled like shit. Go ahead, Professor P and Twig. Wow, how am I going to do this? Because you can't see beyond 30 feet. Yeah, give me a perception check. Yeah, but I'm just saying beyond 30 feet is the chaos. It's like your vision can't see into the fire, can't see into the boulders or whatever it is. Ooh, that's not good. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I want Twig and Dr. P roll initiative. And this is where we'll pick up in the next session. I got it. It's in the initiative roll. Okay, and let me drop one of these in. Just so you see what it is, and that's what we'll pick up in the next session. Because you guys see, at the last second, popping out of the cloud and heading straight for you, this blob of something. So let me roll initiative. Can I do it for that guy? Yeah. Right. Right. Again, you can't see beyond the 30 feet unless the chaos beyond you is a normal air element, if that makes sense. That's fine. I'm cool with that. All right. And you guys see one of these coming hurling right towards the boat. Twig and Professor P, and both these Gith right here start screaming something in Gith. And that's what we'll pick up in the next session. I'm sorry? Well, I guess no metagaming here, but you guys know what's coming for the ships behind you guys. I mean, you know out of character, but not in character, so we're going to have the same thing happen there. All right, guys, so we didn't get as far as I was hoping. I hope we would get to one encounter before the session came up, but the role-playing went a little bit longer than anticipated. I kind of got the feeling that that Maynard Ag experience was kind of a dud. Nick, I hurt my feelings if you say that, guys. I'm sorry? Okay. All right. So, yeah, Usul got his little thing. I wasn't sure if he's going to share it with everybody or not. All right, so let me look at the calendar real quick before I just say we're going to meet you guys in 2 weeks. So I think in 2 weeks will still be good. Yeah, it's going to be July 12th. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, so next week, if I don't see you guys again, have a great 4th of July weekend. Be safe, and enjoy the families if you're going to be with them. Okay? Yeah. You too.